actually meant to post a link to my stream, but now it's too late. Now I must post the link to my stream on the stream. Holy shit! The streamception. There's a Deonon's here, and then Alex is supposed to join, but he's a lazy bum. Where is he? I don't know. Taking an hour to shower, I guess. Go for it, Deonon. You can talk.
Hello, everyone.
Hope this isn't too loud. You were so talkative before. Okay, great. I
What?
guess now you're shy.
You just want me to start rambling on about something?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, ideally, you'd have like an intro when I start to something to say for you. I don't know. Oh well.
Florian was just talking about how The Binding of Isaac sucks, and he wished he never made it.
Yeah, let's create a time loop where I destroy The Binding of Isaac in retrospect.
You know, The Binding of Isaac sounds like a snuff film.
It sure does, actually. It was so close.
Surprised there hasn't been Rule 34 of it.
Oh, there has. There's been all the Rule 34 of it. Especially Delirium Rule 34 is pretty good.
Now that I think about it, Binding of Isaac has transgender stuff in it because Isaac becomes a girl at some point, or one of the characters is Isaac a girl, right?
Holy shit, I just
that's
had
canon.
a conversation with an idiot who was complaining there's no trans representation. I told him that all the female characters are just Isaac wearing wigs. What
Right, and I
insanity.
remember an interview from Edmund where he said that the reason he did that was because of some sort of trans symbolism or something.
Typical.
I think that was a while back.
So ahead of his time with his representation. Oh, did I pick up sideways? Why would I do that? Ah! Why am I ramming them? Oh well. Why am I playing? What am I doing?
So what are you supposed to be getting accomplished today?
Oh, well, I guess multiple... Oh, actually... Shit, I had an answer to this and now I forgot it. Well, great. Good thing I called you out for being unprepared.
It's a good idea to, like, when you go in and you have your plan and then just stick to that. You know, get a few little tiny objectives done. Otherwise, you sit there and you're like, there's so much to do, and then you just sit there and play the game or look at your game that's not playable and want to kill yours.
Well,
that's what I do.
Somewhat playable, I guess. Okay, I had a thing I wanted to do, but now I forgot. And I'm gonna put on my pullover because it's fucking cold. Be right back. Great stream, right? I can't actually hear you because I took off the headset.
Oh, okay. Alright. I think, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he said he did, I forgot.
I guess it's all as well because we don't even have an audience yet. Just you, I assume.
Yep, I'm in.
Hooray, no
let's see.
audience.
Alrighty.
Indeed.
Oh god, there's so much stuff I don't know which... I need to look at building references because I want to design another silhouette for a building.
I guess no one's gonna actually watch this, huh? Amazing. Wait, is that even the correct link? Yes. No? Oh, fuck! That was not the correct link. Useless. Whatever. Whatever.
Brilliant.
It'll have to do. I mean, I guess it'll only work while I'm currently streaming. Oh, now there's 6 people. Okay, there we go. Stop being mean to Asterius. I will be as mean to Asterius as I can. Fuck that guy. Man, I talked to him on that Kino podcast at one time, and then he was just such a fucking boomer the entire time. Holy shit. What a completely out of touch individual. Oh, you don't know shit, do you? Ah, fuck.
Hey, my free time is spent like watching dev tech videos and then funny like reviews of video games. That's what I do on YouTube.
Curious. Oh, I'm just realizing that this is It's centered correctly here, but not here, which would make this very weird to fix in the map. Ah, but I should, but could I? I don't know. Shouldn't be that hard, really. Just to how this room doesn't match up to the map. Wait, did Asterius retweet me or something? Why is everyone here about me and Asterius? No? Oh great, I love how it's my face, that's ideal.
Oh, that's a good reference. Let me look up Akira City. Akira has really good stuff I can use for reference. In fact, it'd be a good idea to just copy the design of one building as a sort of homage. I don't think that's cheating. Just one building. I don't think that's considered cheating. Maybe it is.
This guy says 5 viewers said. I'm glad if I have 5 viewers. I usually have less.
Well, how many viewers do you have? Cool music for cool guys.
I don't know. Sounds like a cool channel. It probably has 10 viewers.
10 cool viewers, though. That's the difference. That makes all the difference.
They're so cool, damn. Great, I'm hot. Can't be pleased, can I? Thanks, sweater. Okay, well, I guess I will finally try and fix that map. That one room on the map, even though no one ever cared. No, actually, I guess I care. God, I want it fixed. Ah! Okay, map room. That's the function. No, that's not the function. God damn it. Okay, I guess I'll have to find the function that draws the room on the map. What did you say?
I was like, the Google does this thing with image search sometimes where it's like, it shows a low resolution image and then it shows a loading bar as if it's loading you a higher quality one, but then it never loads it. And then you click it and find out it's a low resolution image and it was just buffering for no reason.
Yeah, I wish it would just fuck off and just show the image and nothing else.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Why is everyone on about happiness? I cannot define happiness for you. Happiness is a concept that people use to torture themselves because they think they're not happy enough. Oh wait, that's a... I guess I can't use happy in the definition. Yes, happiness is a concept that people use to justify why they're never doing the convenient thing and always have to look for something more. Oh no, that's a stupid definition. Well damn.
Open. Oh my god. Open image.
I can't believe that 3 people came and they all saw that tweet about Asterius, but no one saw the tweet about Kino being dead. Unless... Oh, Minecraft, hey.
Okay. Alright, let's... Can I make this lighter?
Oh, this guy's cancer.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend watched the stream after I told her I was on with you because she really likes Binding of Isaac. So,
oh damn. I guess the pressure is on.
Yeah, you gotta live up to the... You gotta live up to that game.
No, Kino is not certainly over. It's Mumke might come back to it. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, go on.
Is happiness just a social construct like a race or gender? No. Happiness is a gender.
No, happiness is a race.
Oh shit.
Everyone races to happiness. I guess that would be a good gender to have. Damn. If only we could all be so happy. Man, why am I gonna come up with a good rebuttal to this guy?
What, the social justice?
No,
the social construct thing?
This guy who's just defending Asterius here.
Well, like, you gonna You gonna tell me what this is even about, or?
Oh, well, I guess. Well, Asterius always makes tweets where it's like, oh, I see you're spending your time here, but does that truly make you happy? And I always hate it, because it's like, fuck you, Asterius. Not everyone has to be a hedonistic swine all the time.
You're right.
Now this guy says, oh, so you don't care about happiness? I guess you're mad. Right.
You mad is still a comeback or insult these days?
Well, let's
You
see.
mad, bro?
Oh yeah, he said stay mad then loser. I bet he's
Oh
on
my
here
God.
too, isn't he? Yeah, I mean,
Is this a troll or is this guy like real, like seriously upset with you, or both?
I don't know. I mean, my tweet was a little confrontational, I guess, to begin with. There we go.
Wow, wait. How about is it legal featuring Liu the kid? Wow, okay.
Amazing. Yeah, we should definitely have that podcast. Could you imagine? Is it legal with Leo and the kitty? Holy shit. Yep. Okay, how about draw? Do I use draw in this function? Yes, room draw. I should have known.
Okay.
Yep, so I'm definitely hot and cold at the same time, so I guess I'll turn on the fan for now. No. Okay, there we go.
Are you okay? What happened?
I'm just adjusting the fan. I guess I'll pull it closer. There we go. Cameron Dark. Wait, is someone in the chat I'm not seeing? I guess I better check it out. 7 viewers, hooray! Let's see if anyone's tweeting at me on Twitter who isn't what appears to be Danny DeVito. Oh no, I guess I've seen everyone's message. What a very good job, YouTube, on cutting off the top of that message. It's real good. Who needs to see the whole thing, right? Oh yeah. Stop being mean to Asterius. Never! I was gonna talk to Asterius on the Kino podcast. That never happened because he didn't show up for it. And then I was gonna tell him that his podcast is too damn loud. I know it's called the loudest podcast and that's his gimmick, but that's a bad gimmick. That's like making a painting using shit, because the louder the audio is, the lower the quality, you know, because it's just gonna peak, you dummy. So why would you make the loudest podcast? It's just gonna be too loud. If only people could tell him this. If only anyone could stand up to his tyranny and tell him to turn down his podcast.
The host for the podcast, the only podcast I ever liked, died like 2 years ago.
Jesus.
So I don't really watch.
Well, you gotta explain who this is. I don't know any podcast who died 2 years ago.
No, it's just, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Total Biscuit.
Oh.
The co-optional podcast.
Oh, I didn't realize anyone watched that podcast. Damn.
It was pretty popular. I think for a while it was one of the most popular podcasts for some time. Now his wife runs it, and it's still interesting. It's nice to like listen to Dodger and Jesse Cox and stuff, but it's still sad. Like I just go there and get kind of sad because just sad to think about him being gone.
just remember that I used to think he was a loser for doing that. That is a trap question, but I guess that really is a bit of a transphobic question.
Depends on who you talk to, but yeah. Again, I know what five. I'm friends with 5 different trans people, and 3 of them don't mind and love the word trap, and 2 of them hate it. So it seems mixed from what I can tell.
I wonder if the ones that have the penis, I mean, who have had the bottom surgery, hate it or love it. Really makes you think.
It's also a matter of like how they've heard it. Like if people are calling them that, or they've seen it as an insult, of course they'll hate it. But if they come from like anime meme culture, they probably don't mind it as much, I mean, come on, we know that some of the cutest anime baes are traps. Astolfo forever.
Damn. Oh no.
You never seen the pink-haired anime girl in quotes with like the pink hair and the long like
yeah, that
ponytail thing
down. Yeah, okay.
He's everywhere.
Okay.
Wait.
Right, so how big is this room? Does it even say? Oh, 18:6. Curious. Okay, so where does it use the size here?
Oh, that's one thing I also wanted to say that I liked, and good job on Colin for that, I think. The music for Squid Invaders is very reminiscent of The Binding of Isaac, the original, in terms of some of the songs.
Oh, well. I guess it's good, because Colin really likes that soundtrack, so I guess it makes sense.
I prefer it. I think the new soundtrack for the new Binding of Isaac is kind of terrible compared to the original Binding of Isaac.
We obviously prefer it, it's just that we don't like working with him anymore.
Okay.
Right.
Did you get a new composer, or you just finished making the songs, all the songs?
No, he's got a new composer. He likes them.
Okay.
I mean, obviously the original song's gonna be good though.
Oh yeah, no, I heard. No, I'm not saying like, I'm not. The new composed, like the original composer, I heard there was a lot of shit going on, so I don't want to butt in either. Right. Some drama happened. There was something where I don't know, some article talked about that guy, and he clearly didn't seem too happy with Edmund or something. I don't know what it is, and I don't want to butt in and try to figure it out.
They're
really
definitely not happy with each other. I guess that's a good way of saying that.
But I will say that he made some good music, and it's sad that things were unfortunate.
I guess.
Hey, Tarhead. Tarhead's here.
Oh, is he in the chat? Sweet, you just muted.
Yeah.
Oh, and someone went to see Spider-Man just because they wanted to listen to the podcasts. Oh no. Well, I guess maybe I'll do my own podcast on it. We'll see. I guess I better. Oh yeah, this is when the music gets too loud, right?
Oh yeah, Minecraft. You're right. Like, trap's never used directly as an insult anyway. It's only used to say that, hey, you pass like the anime boys that try to pass. Like it's not even saying they're
an insult because it implies deception.
Well, the word, the original origin of the word and its actual normal use, yeah, it's implied deception. But when people call it a trans person a trap, they're just saying they're as cute as a trap. I don't think they're literally saying you're a trap, like you're just trying to decept anybody. They're just saying, I mean, they are. The problem is, I can understand people being upset by the fact that when you do call someone a trap, no matter what, you are putting emphasis on the fact that they still have a dick. And for trans people that hate the fact that they have one or used to have one and don't like to be referred to that, of course it can be offensive.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't even know if they stop using trap for people who had the surgery. I mean, eventually they find out and they'll they'll feel like they've been lied to. I mean, if they have been, which I guess they shouldn't have been, but yeah. I wonder what's wrong. Oh wait, Sizey is 12? That's curious. Oh. I guess this only goes here then. Ow. No, I guess that would apply anyways. Wait, would it? What the hell is anything? Wait, did you say anything about people's age?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, not now.
Why do you assume that he's caring about people's age? That's a random thing to bring up. Oh well.
Who talked about age?
Oh.
What?
Oh, this guy in the chat. I don't know, Klars.
Oh, your co-host cares more about people's age more than Leo. Oh, they're making more references to Leo.
I know, but what did you say about age? When did you care about age? And if they knew.
I don't know. We didn't mention. We've never talked about age at all. I don't understand.
Weird.
I guess they're just assuming like. What the? Jesus.
No, I don't. Yeah, he says Mumkey should.
I've heard that before, though. It's kind of great.
You've heard what?
That joke before about transitioning. If you can't get with a woman, become a woman.
Well, I mean, if you look at Burger, you clearly can beat them. Oh no, you don't even know. You don't know anything. Damn it. Burger's the guy who beat his wife. Never mind.
Was that? I don't know. I just know there was one streamer who was streaming, whose wife kept asking him to come in or something and have dinner, and then he attacked her. Is that the same person, or is this a different guy?
Yeah, it's a different guy. You don't know anything about my friends. I don't know, I guess if...
Well, I don't hang around your little stream group usually. I just watch for you. I'm your fan, not your friend's fan.
Right, but you're a fool for not watching all of Mumkey's content, I guess.
My girlfriend tried to get me into Mumkey, and I just wasn't all that interested, but...
Well, it's too late, you fool, because this channel was taken down a while ago, so I guess you'd have to go to his website, because if anyone would prefer that...
I guess I'm not really missing out on anything, then.
Yes, you are. You're missing out big time.
You know, if YouTube takes down a channel, YouTube's telling me, as a user on its platform, that this content isn't worth my time. Clearly.
Yeah, that's right, you fucking glibcock NPC. Tar, your mic is still off. What are you doing in my swamp? Are you just listening in? But you know you can listen in on the stream. I guess that's not actually that great because I don't actually show much on screen right now. Oh, what if I just say... What if I just say divided by... No, wait, 12. Wait, size y is what? I guess size y would be 3, so I guess it's multiplied by 4 in this case? Yeah, okay, well let's see what that does. Should I update? Ah, it'll update. My girlfriend was enjoying his content. Oh, it's your girlfriend, right? She really likes his content. It's so big. You're getting cucked by Mumkey's content, you see? You don't even react.
Oh no. I mean, she found Mumkey from... I don't even know if she watched too much of Mumkey. She found Mumkey through a guy who did like a satirical reaction to Mumkey, getting her over, like, I don't know if you remember that video.
Well, which one was it?
There's some video of this guy who like cried reacting to a Mumkey thing, and then Mumkey responded to it. Do you remember that? This is a while back.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, and it was like satirical. He was just doing it as like a joke, and then he got kind of popular because of that. And then people, yeah, I think it's the same guy who also did the same thing to Grade A Under It.
Oh, so that was Reactor. Wow, who knew? Well, I guess I never caught on to that part of the lore. What's this room? Just a blank big room? Weird. Also, I guess this is the texture test room. You can see we got this texture, basic wall texture, and ground texture.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was reactor. Yep.
Yeah, well, I guess I never knew. I never knew that reactor was actually someone of interest. I guess he really isn't, but I guess now I know why he's connected to the lore.
She showed me that video and she thought it was really funny, and I didn't understand it. I was just like, what? And I don't know. I guess people really like that video, but it wasn't for me.
And Monkey made videos about how Reactor is actually a troll, and he's just doing a much higher art than pure reaction. All his content is just you know, satire.
Yeah, all he does is satire.
Yeah.
It started off where he I guess he made a video, made Monkey at first think it was legit, and then he realized it wasn't, and then he liked him a lot or something after he realized how much of a troll Reactor was or something. I think that's what happened. I don't know for sure. You'd probably know better if you asked him, but
ask Monkey.
And then
Monkey barely responds to anyone these days.
And then people made a bunch of videos about how Reactor got grade A under A to respond. And then people made videos about how Reactor single-handedly took down grade A under A, because after Reactor's video, grade A disappeared for like a year. And now grade A is back, but I think he's back.
He isn't. He makes a video a year. Also, his videos.
Oh, so he came back saying he was back, and then he disappeared.
Wait, let's find out. Oh, did you see that video? That reactionary video that grade A did though, where it's like everyone's offended all the time.
Oh, yeah. This was, I think, recently, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, he made a video 3 months ago and then just stopped. Oh yeah, he did the political correctness one. You know what? I don't know. I liked it, I guess.
Okay, I can make a single word comment to this one. There you go. Yeah, reacting to Twitter while not doing much work. Wait, oh, so this is actually not a. This is this room, but it just doesn't have a background, which is a possibility, I guess. So that's good to know. I thought it was weird they would just make that room randomly. Okay, so what next? Wait, what was I even doing? Shit. Oh yeah, I guess I still have to fix the groups. Oh, jeebus, that's gonna suck. Alright. How about showing me the info? Okay, we got 5 groups, that's good.
I still love that critical video of the short man raging at a bagel shop. That was beautiful.
Oh, critical. But why critical is such a dum-dum?
I saw that you didn't like. I saw that you were commenting on a video of somebody bitching about his game politics video or something, when he didn't even really make a video about game politics. He was just bitching about a really bad video about.
Well, his video is worse than the Nazi video.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is.
Not even close.
Dude, his video is garbage. The Nazi video is just...
No, it's not.
The garbage video is insanely funny because of how stupid it is, but his video is just cancer. He just turns on the camera for 5 minutes and then he talks a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense, and that's it. The other guy had
perfect sense.
The other guy
understand what you're saying.
The other guy edited his video, and and all this time he didn't realize how stupid his Nazi point was. It's a fucking masterpiece, the Nazi video. What do you agree with in the cynical video? He said that games are non-political. Come on, that's so fucking stupid. How is the World War II?
Most games are non-political.
No, they're not.
Most games are non-political, yeah.
You kill fucking Nazis, that's not non-political.
The Nazis have been in media for so long now as being just a general like enemy that people have been conditioned to just see it as another type of bad thing that needs to be taken down in some sort of fictional world. They don't sit there and they're thinking of political stuff like, oh, there are like if anything, it's a good thing because you see these Nazis in video games as being this bad thing, you might get some sort of, I don't know, political take on it in the sense of like, wait, there are modern Nazis these days? Ooh, that's no good. And maybe it makes that effect better. But overall, you see Nazis so much and stuff is just a bad thing to shoot. Not many people are sitting there extracting all the Nazi politics from it. They're not doing that. They're just sitting there going, it's a bad guy and they're bad. Same thing with any type of.
I don't know about that actually. I usually get a lot of enjoyment out of seeing Nazis because of their politics and because of their memes and everything. I mean,
some things are great, like Wolfenstein, the new one. Even though the new Wolfenstein was kind of bad, but the best part was when you had the KKK hanging out with the Nazis. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know if you did.
Oh, I didn't.
I thought it was so funny.
Play it yet.
You can watch some cutscenes if you want, but it's so funny to see like
I'll play it. And just take
it's so funny to see like the Nazis are like telling the like they're putting their arms around the KKK's backs as the KKK guys are saying some really screwed up stuff, and they're like, oh, I see you're like they almost say like you're a man of culture or something, and then in one part they're telling the other Nazi how to properly say like screwed up stuff in German, like how to say Jew in German and stuff, like like Juda, I think it's Juda, I don't know, something like that, right? Anyway, it was pretty funny. Damn. But unfortunately, the rest of the game is black exploitation, so that's kind of like oof.
What are you talking about? It's black exploitation in what way?
Yeah, it's a lot of it's black exploitation stuff. It's pretty
unspecific,
pretty extreme.
Are you saying the Nazis are exploiting the blacks? So who is what?
No, you know, like black exploitation films, that kind of stuff. I think that's the correct term.
Well, that's bad.
Movies like that they're not. I guess it depends on who you are if you consider it bad or not. A lot of the people I know and friends I know just kind of find it. We find them a lot of the time just kind of either disingenuous or just kind of hyper exaggerating certain things that either aren't true or.
I'm sorry. Go on.
So, anyway. One funny thing though about Wolfenstein 2 is that it has another black girl with an afro in it, and what's funny about that is that this is right around the time like 2 other games had recently come out to have a black girl with an afro, and my friend Dale and I, he's my black friend, he couldn't stop laughing at the fact that it seems like the only black characters in video games now are black badass women with afros, because they need to fit the badass female quota but then also make them black, and for some reason they're so unoriginal. The only thing they can think of is black girl with an afro.
Well, the thing is that afro is pretty much the best hairstyle for them.
You don't like dreadlocks?
No, I don't like dreadlocks. Damn. Oh, I don't know. I guess people might like them, and they seem like a lot of effort for looking actively worse.
What about all those white people who are appropriating the afro?
Well, they even work. Oh, wait, the afro? I thought you were gonna say the dreadlocks. How are they gonna get an afro?
It's so funny because there are people getting super pissed off about white people appropriating the afro when the afro has been around like long before it became a popular hairstyle for black people, and white people had been using it. So, because like, just think of like
I've never heard of white people having an afro in history.
Yeah. It was a popular hairstyle for a while. It doesn't.
When?
It looks slightly different. Well, just here, I'll just show you a quick. I'll throw this in memes.
Oh, okay.
Just this. It was the thing programmers always had. It was like a thing back in like the 70s or the 80s with programming.
Those are not white people. You Google. Oh wait, this is. Okay, that is a pretty cute afro. This isn't an afro, is it?
So, yeah. So some people were getting upset over people apparently appropriating the afro and dreadlocks, which, by the way, dreadlocks have been something that hippies, like a lot of white hippies, have been wearing for the longest of time. It's just so interesting to see people get outraged.
Oh, I guess hippies, you're right. I guess it's something hippies do. Well, the thing is that hippies are actually the biggest racist of them all. They just want to keep a black man down and then take his hair.
And his weed.
Yeah, they actively make their afros from the hair of black people, you know?
Hunt them down and scalp them and then make afros, right?
Exactly. Alright, so...
Oh my dear lord, your comments.
My comments on what?
Ooh, ooh. Notices your underage bulgy.
The fuck?
Is this person still...
There you are! Wait, it's... Oh, it's Tar.
Hey, it's Tar.
Hooray, you're here.
Florian.
Hello,
so you
Tar.
guys are talking about afros? That's pretty cool, man.
I know,
You
right?
know,
Well-
people are saying white people are appropriating dreadlocks, but black people got that from Indians, like Native Americans. They were doing it before them.
Well,
Hey, Indians
it's
is an
all
offensive
pointless. Oh my god. It's all
Yeah,
pointless and
it's
stupid. Cultural appropriation isn't real, and also it's not a bad thing.
What about like all those people that were so like triggered and upset over Cyberpunk 2077 when they saw that there were samurai swords in it and like Japanese signs on buildings?
Well, I've not heard of that. I think
There's so much outrage over that game. Did you hear? Like they got upset that there's a gang in the game called the Animals, and some guy wrote an article about how
The
there's this gang
Animals.
called the Animals, and they're mostly black people,
Oh!
and the game promotes gunning down black people called animals who do drugs,
Holy
even though
shit.
the leader of the gang is a white woman, and a really muscular white woman, and then also that the whole point of them being called the Animals is because they want to be strong like animals. And the creator, Mike Pondsmith, a black man, had to go onto Reddit and explain that. And then the people that were reacting to that were saying that Mike Pondsmith is a racist and is trying to speak for us but doesn't. These are the few that were actually still offended after that saying.
Well, I mean, it would be racist to say that it's fine just because he's black, don't you think? Because that's straight up racist.
He was saying that people were trying to say that these white developers that wrote this racist stuff, they're clearly racist, and they're trying to cover up their racism. And he was saying, I, as a black man, the original writer, like I wrote this. You're saying that these white people wrote this, but I wrote this. Like that was his point. Oh man.
Tar, you're making noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how has this become a conversation on social justice warriors? Stop. I've not heard a single person be outraged other than people complaining about social justice warriors. Yep.
I do want them to. It's not really social justice-y, but for people that want, I guess, more badass like female protagonist or something, I do want them to make another Witcher game where you get to play as Ciri, because I really like Ciri as a character. It'd be cool.
Oh no, but Ciri's gonna be a black woman in the series.
Wait, is she in the show? Is she? Was that
I
confirmed?
think so. I can't
Oh
wait.
dear God!
You're gonna have an afro.
Oh my god, that would be perfect. Isn't she like?
Now they're gonna give Geralt an afro.
Wasn't she like
Ciri
really
is
white?
Ciri's the whitest character in the entire series.
Well, we
She
can't
has
have
white
that,
hair and-
obviously.
That's why they
She
need
has
to make
white
her
hair.
black.
Yeah.
Like, she has white hair, and she is whiter than Geralt, and Geralt is white and has white hair.
Well, it's clearly too white. They should have made Geralt black too. Maybe
What's
they should
dumb
have
too
made
is
him
that, like,
Indian.
The series doesn't even have black people in this particular game series. There are people of color, but they're like a dark sort of native, like not native. There's some like whatever Indian. There's a political term for Indian, but anyway, whatever. There's
Native
some
Americans.
Indian group.
They're called Native Americans.
How can they be a Native Americans if The Witcher doesn't take place in America?
Are you talking about
I'm talking about
people
the
from
term
India?
for India. No, not India. I'm talking about the term for Featherheads. What do you call?
That's better.
Featherheads. You fucking featherheads.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. When you become so non-racist that you loop around to being racist. That's the best.
I mean, when you get so many terms, what is it? Indigenous people? Isn't that offensive now?
That just means
whatever.
native, dude. No, it's
some. Wait, they're not even native though. In this, anyway.
What do you mean?
Can we just call them Indians again? Can we just go back to that?
Hey, yeah, that's the best. Jewish is now a slur? Holy shit. When did this turn into This Week in Stupid? I don't care what's now a slur. I mean, why would you call someone Jewish?
People of finance. I love that. I love that. Oh my god.
That is pretty good, yeah. I want to be called a person of finance, sure.
Are you a person of finance, Florian?
Well, I'm not a Semitic person of finance, if that's what you say.
Well, you got the religious person of finance. Then you got the person born into being a person of finance. And I guess now you can transition to a person of finance. So I guess you can be trans person of finance now. I guess that's okay.
Jeez. You're really deconstructing the deconstruction. Amazing. Alright, so how are you doing, Tar? Sorry about this stupid talk about PC shit.
I'm alright, man. It's really late over here.
Oh, where are you from?
But I saw you live stream, so I was like, oh, I might as well join. Oh, I'm from the Americas in Florida.
It seems you're cutting out. You should use push to talk. In Florida.
Oh, shit. I'm from the US.
Yeah, I heard. That's cool.
Yeah, you're from Florida.
So what's your next big project now that you're probably done with 4 Souls, right?
Yeah. I've just been kind of doing my own stuff now after working on the card game. Opened up commissions again.
Oh, wow. How much are they?
Oh, it's like profile pics $25 and full bodies like $40. I don't remember. I have it written on the commission sheet.
It better
I'm
be
kind of surprised.
47.
That seems a lot lower than a lot of other artists I've seen, and you're really pretty
It
famous.
used to be lower.
Oh, you should try Reese. He's super cheap. He made a stream where he did commissions for $1. Well, they weren't big commissions, but still.
There's one guy. There's like some people I know that are like profiles.
There's
60.
like people who they pay $51 for a sketch and stuff. It's not a full drawing. I only do full drawings. I don't do sketches. Why would somebody buy a sketch? I don't get
Get
that.
someone
I
else
don't know,
to
it's
color it, I
cheaper.
think.
Why would you want an unfinished product? I'm gonna pay you money for unfinished drawing. So just do
It's so that they
full
can.
drawings.
Well, it's still
It's
a
because
drawing.
like the colored version would cost a lot, so they hire someone else who's cheaper at doing color to do the color for them.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I know people who are making games who are doing that because it's too expensive
Oh,
to
well,
hire the.
yeah, in a game, I
original
guess.
artist,
It
yeah.
wouldn't...
I mean, if you're designing a game and just sketching out stuff, that's fine.
Yeah, because you got lots of art that you need in a game. If it's just for a profile pic, that would be an undue amount of work and have it sent to another artist.
Well, what if they want to color it in themselves? You know, like
Oh,
there's
yeah,
all those
they'll-
DeviantArt artists that
Yeah.
like grab a base and then recolor it. So
Beautiful.
you know they're pretty, maybe some pretty narcissistic like DeviantArt, I don't know, smut people want to take that drawing and then add some diapers to it or something and then color it in. You know?
They wouldn't dare to request diapers to begin with, though. Amazing. So what's the weirdest thing you had to draw?
Me? Oh, me? I don't know. I've gotten a few furries, but that's all right. I mostly like don't accept them because I'm not good at drawing furry creatures and animals. So I just tell them you should spend your money somewhere else. I'm not very good at drawing that stuff. But the weirdest thing I ever drawn is probably it's like a big fat bloated pumpkin character. That's like the only weird thing I ever got. It's like
Did you say
a
pumpkin?
really obese pumpkin. Yeah, it's like a
That's
fat snack pumpkin character with a pumpkin head. And it's not that weird, but I didn't want to tweet it myself.
Pumpkins are already fat.
I was about to say, like, if you're really hurting for money ever, you can just draw like inflation diaper scat stuff. And you can make like
I've got
$700 per drawing.
the most money I ever got is from the people who ask for fat characters. So I'm like,
Oh,
it's a
dear
good
God.
market to get into.
Yeah, if you want to sell your soul and make a lot of money, but then be scarred for the rest of your life, you can get into that side of the business.
Yeah, not today.
I've seen the results of some of those artists on certain sites.
Yeah,
and
those
it scarred me.
those furry porn artists. Furries have a lot of money.
Well,
The worst
I
is
mean,
like the scat inflation, where they're so full of crap, and then it's like, it's just no. I won't go
I
into
like
detail.
drawing poop, but I don't like drawing poop in a
that's
sexy way.
amazing. Oh,
In
yeah,
a
the
sexy
Isaac
way. So you
way.
like, you
Poop
like drawing
is supposed
poop,
to be
but-
funny. Poop isn't supposed to be sexy.
Yeah, I guess it would be disgusting if it was sexy.
That needs to be a new Binding of Isaac thing, is some sort of sexy use of poop, you know?
Oh yeah, it's lust made of poop. Oh no.
Oh dear
I'm sure there's a lot of Rule 34 of Isaac. I'm sure there's some
Yeah, there's plenty.
Isaac fucking dingo in the dips.
No.
Childhood ruined.
Or maybe like giving birth to Dingle.
Giving birth, you're just shitting it out.
No, like,
No,
yeah,
he's got a
Wait,
vagina.
Is that birth?
it'd be one of the female Isaacs giving birth to Dingle. You know?
Yeah, real
combination of-
vaginal
God
poop.
damn it.
It'd be a combination of trans representation and the beauty of
Isaac
birth.
is
together.
trans.
Well, yeah.
He has dysphoria or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
He dresses up like girls.
Yeah, that's really relatable. That's why I can relate to Isaac a lot.
Oh no. I didn't know you did that. Wow. Actually, I guess I'm sorry. I shouldn't have had this disgust response.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna scream at you. I'm gonna cancel Squid. I'm gonna
Oh,
post
no.
a tweet on Twitter.
I was,
Canceling
Well, I guess-
Squid.
I was
Game
gonna,
Squid.
I was gonna ask for so much fan art, but now it's all too late.
I think
Isaac
there was
2
that
is
debate.
canceled.
There was that debate about Isaac just being a cross-dresser versus being trans, but I believe Edmund came out and said that it was supposed to be trans-related, but you don't need to be trans to be a...
It's
I don't know
amazing.
about that. Look at memes. Look what Edmund said. Edmund said this. This isn't fake. This isn't fake, alright?
Oh yeah, Edmund knows all of the lore. Oh, let's see, do you post something?
Yeah, this is Edmund said this. This isn't fake. I didn't fake this. This isn't just me pretending to be Edmund.
Holy shit.
Oh, wait, so
it's
Edmund
the
Edmund would approve of this drawing then. Okay, good to know.
I wonder what this tweet was. The unavailable.
I love his
What's
response.
really
I wouldn't. Wait,
Oh,
Edmund
yeah.
has a check mark? I didn't know. When did he get that? Oh, cool.
Oh yeah, the thing he was replying to was like, he said, "I can't believe the real Edmund said this," and then Ed replied to him, "So I wouldn't."
Oh, okay. Yeah, the tweet was unavailable. I was like, what's he...
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, did I save? I
Yeah,
guess I did.
that was for April Fool's Day. I was pretending to be Edmund on Discord. That was in the Isaac server.
Oh yeah, the Isaac server. I should go
that.
there. Oh wait, did it update already? That's pretty good, yeah. I guess they have no security measures against people pretending to be Edmund. None. Poor Edmund. Always getting impersonated.
Does Edmund even have Discord?
I don't know. I talked to him on
I remember
Skype.
him on stream. He said he was gonna join the Isaac Discord one day. He said maybe one day.
I didn't know you were on there a lot. I guess you would be.
I think
He's
he's
not in there and all that.
he's pretty busy, I think, right? So I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I always
obviously.
feel like he'd be pretty busy.
You're being
He's
extremely
too busy
noisy.
making a game about. He's too busy making
Tar.
a game about cats pooping and
He's too
sleeping with
busy
each other.
raising his child.
You should really
Guess that's
focus
also
on the
a thing.
cat poop game, not the child.
The cat poop
Sometimes.
game, yeah.
I think
Where's
children-
Gish 2, Edmund? Where
Yeah.
is Gish 2?
Yeah,
Where's
hi-
Triactin too?
Oh no, don't mention that
Was
one.
it 3?
Yeah, where's Triactive 2?
I was gonna
Where
make
is
that
that?
one at some point, but then everyone wasn't into it anymore. But it was my fault because I wasn't into it to begin with. I mean, I was, but then I was lazy. Oh no, I'm lazy now. Fuck.
Come on and get some stuff done.
Oh no, what am I even? Okay, so I'm trying to bug test why these rooms don't work. Oh my god, can you use push to talk, please, Tar? You're so noisy. Oh, I should delete that big room. I hate that big room. 0. There we go.
Let's push to talk. I never used that before.
It would be in the settings of audio capture. That's a gear wheel next to your name.
So I never played Four Souls, but I always saw it. Is it kind of like a better Munchkin, or is it nothing like Munchkin?
I don't know what a munchkin is.
It was like a card game from.
Forest Souls is the
Here's-
only card game I've ever played.
Oh, okay.
Because you made cards.
I need it. It's my product. It has my
know.
work on it. I have to spend money on it.
Damn.
Damn, some of the cage card
We
is
got
some pretty hot stuff. You know what I mean? How can I get
Yeah.
a bigger version of this? You know what I mean?
which one's the cage? Link me.
Here, I'll send you it in the chat. It's in memes now. Dig in.
Oh,
Oh
baby.
yeah.
Oh,
It looks-
I
I love the
completely
cage. It
forgot.
just looks like a
that we have-
rotten turkey.
Yeah. the hands are so turkey-like. Jesus. So you did that one, huh?
No, I didn't. That was another Japanese artist, a Korean artist.
That seems very unlikely. Admit it.
She drew me a drawing once. Let's see if I can get it.
I would use stuff
yeah,
for
I did-
turkey was green.
So did you guys just all get artists that were similar, or did you have to like work together to come up with a style
Edmund,
together?
Edmund just got a bunch of artists that he just got a bunch of people that did a lot of fan art for him. Like
Okay.
I used to draw like End Is Night art for him all the time. He just got people he knew. So
Okay.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does
it's
that.
really cool.
I mean, I guess everyone who works with Edmund knows him over the internet. So that's good, and that's why he gets spammed by everyone all the time. They all want to work with him. I guess the way to do it is to do fan art, huh? Who knew?
Yeah.
Okay, so I must find out why it's not working perfectly with the end rooms. Because it should have these golden rooms in front of the item room like it has here, and in front of the shop, but it doesn't, and that's annoying. I must fix.
I wonder how the fans feel about having the latest Dark Souls be a card game, though. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that, would I? Oh well, at least it was easy to program.
Oh, that's cool. Is that the one that the artist did
Yeah,
of you?
she
That's
did that
really
for me.
cool.
We did an art trade. Yeah, it's cool.
Ah,
I
I was
love the
thinking
rim
of
light.
making
It's
my own
beautiful.
card game. I was thinking of making its own card for 4 souls.
uh,
That would have been interesting.
you would have been a tall
That'd be
boy.
pretty cool.
Gish can finally be in the card game because he's not in it.
Really? Damn. Why
No
is
tar representation. So
that?
sad.
That's weird. And then like 500 cards, you would have thought Gish would have been one of them. Oh well. Maybe he hates Gish now.
It reminds him that he never made Gish 2.
Well, it reminds me that Gish 1 has many bugs, and when you make a Let's Play, they copyright strike. They copyright claim your video because of the band. It's pretty wild. Alright, end room. Group 2 min. Okay. Group. Fuck. So this is gonna be.
What are you talking about? Gish 2 already has a sequel. World of
Does
Goo.
it? It's mostly just concept art. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I asked Edmund once, "Where's Gish 2?" And he said, "End is nice, Gish 2."
That is actually
Really?
true.
I guess it's kind of like Gish. It's like the clinging physics and stuff.
Yes, the actual physics.
No, the reality is, see, TrackNet 2 and
Whatever.
Gish 2 were actually merged together, and we got World of Goo instead by a different developer. Sort of the.
Isn't he the
Sort of
guy
the
who
same.
made Meat Boy?
The World of Goo?
Yeah,
I don't know. Let me look up.
Tommy.
yeah. Isn't
Yeah, I
that?
got hired by Tommy to do a Meat Boy card game too. So I did a Meat Boy card game
you
and
did?
an Isaac card game.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
that's. It was like during the same time when Four Souls came out. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm doing 2 card games.
Wow, does Edmund know about this? We're working for 2
I
competing
really
card
don't
games.
know.
Holy shit.
Edmund thinks I'm a slut or something. He's like, am I not good enough for you, Tar?
Well, that's why there's no Gish. Oh my god. So when's this Meat Boy card game? When
It came
does it
out a
happen?
while ago.
Well, to no avail. Interesting. So that's why you have so many
Super
Meat Boys.
Meat Boy Forever.
Wait, it's a card game? I thought that was gonna be a real game.
Oh no, yeah, that's a card game. The card game's called Rival Rush.
Oh. When is Super Meat Boy Forever coming out? No more mentions on
don't know.
Twitter. What am I doing?
Well, you're getting distracted. You got a game to make. Come on.
Well, I need to be
Yeah.
mentioned on Twitter. I need to be stirring up the Twitter beef.
All right. So yesterday it was bitches, and today it's Twitter popularity. I see.
Bitches.
The world is against you.
You're the worst progressive of all.
I never said I was one.
Wait, Super Meat Boy Forever on Steam? 2020. Holy shit, Massive Fist. That looks so fucking stupid, that Massive Fist. Holy shit.
See it.
Oh no, my computer is doing that noise. That means he's overeating shit. I guess I'm closing the browser.
Why is your computer? Why don't? Are you just too lazy to like? I guess upgrade your computer or something.
Well,
Or-
I mean, the noise doesn't really mean anything. It's just annoying. I used to
get
think.
some. What's making all the noise? Your CPU fan or something?
I think it's the power supply.
Just get one of those like hybrid ones that go like don't run the fan when it's not doing anything.
I would just have to get a new one. It'd be that simple. But I wrote a mail to the computer guys and they didn't respond. But then I realized that it only makes the noise when I'm running two things at the same time, which I don't really have to do. So there you go. Now it's quiet again. Did you get the nudes yesterday? What are you talking about? I didn't request any nudes. Oh wait. Oh yeah, she'd sent me pictures, but they weren't nude. Yeah, I mean obviously. She looked cute.
I think what he's really trying to say is, did she talk to you back? Because like, were you?
Oh
able
yeah,
to talk
she
to her
actually
again?
did talk to me back. I'm gonna meet her on Friday.
Okay, good.
I guess it was worth it. No, it wasn't. I guess I should have kept streaming. Actually, I'm hungry now. What will I do to solve this problem?
Yeah, it wasn't like the second you ended the stream, she stopped talking to you.
Yeah. I guess my game must have been thrown off by the stream. I know the sound is back. Stop.
I want to upgrade my computer, but unfortunately, I can't upgrade it without replacing most of it, so I have to wait.
Holy shit.
Because I want to get a Ryzen CPU, but then I'd have to change my motherboard, then I have to change my power supply, then I'd have to change my RAM, and basically I'm building a new computer by that point, so...
Well, why would you
Have
need
to
to
wait.
get... You can keep the video card, can't you?
Yeah, but the whole point of why I want to get a Ryzen CPU is so I can get a new graphics card eventually for Cyberpunk, but... yeah.
Man, I can't believe you and Colin both like that kind of stuff. Looks so lame.
Well, it's your opinion, bro. Your opinion, dude.
You fucking fanboys, even gonna upgrade your PC for it. Ah,
I mean, I bought a PS4 Pro just for Death Stranding, and then like barely used it for all these years waiting for the game to come out.
well done. And it would have dropped in price as well, so that was pretty silly.
Well, that's the Pro. Hold on, let me see how much the Pro is now. Is it still the same price? Let's see. PS4.
How could it be the same price? Just get a used one.
Yeah, it's still the same price. It's still 400.
Holy shit. I guess they're making a loss then. They're just making it back with game sales.
You could buy one used, it seems like, for 350.
Wow,
but
the big
that's like $50
savings.
they saved.
And then it's got sticky juice. Sticky juice stains.
Yeah, you know, I'm not really sure I want to touch a console that's probably been cummed on.
I didn't say cum.
Sticky juices?
Well, you know,
Listen,
kids
I've seen enough.
with orange
I've seen
juice.
enough.
Dude,
I've seen enough Pornhub stuff to know what happens to a PS4 controller.
dude, cum isn't as sticky as orange juice. Ah, jeez. Cum is disgusting, though.
Hey, there's different compounds of cum, okay? You got some super sticky, you got the thick, you got the wet and slippery.
Oh, jeez.
Just depends on what your body's outputting, I guess.
So which kind of cum does your girlfriend have?
Classified.
Oh no! Secret cum. Secret sauce. Okay, so what is this variable here then? Okay, that's the actual thing. Oh, so I guess this only... Well, fuck. I guess that's terrible then. It's making that sound again, really? Okay, fine, I guess I'll shut off the game for a while.
If you ever do change out the parts or something, you should get some Noctua fans. I don't know if you know about them, but they're
What, the
pretty good.
computer parts?
Yeah, the Noctua fans are like, you don't hear them. They're that quiet. They don't make any noise.
Yeah. What are they
'Cause
called?
They're made of like Noctua.
Oh.
Noctua, just Noctua fans. They're made of like a type of rubber, I think, and plastic, and they're designed to not vibrate or shake so they don't make any noise at all.
Holy shit, that could be good. If only.
In fact, that whole video talking about how you don't need liquid cooling anymore, a lot of those videos like talk about how the only reason why you don't need liquid cooling for quietness is because of Noctua. If it wasn't because of Noctua, liquid cooling's still quieter, but Noctua fans are actually much quieter than liquid cooling on its own.
I wonder if they make mice as well and keyboards, because those things are so goddamn noisy all the time.
Well, don't get a mechanical keyboard. Get a membrane keyboard. No noise at all.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I don't think it's got no noise at all.
You know what a membrane keyboard? Okay, how about a touch keyboard? Does that make noise?
Maybe.
Just get a touch keyboard and a touch mouse.
A touch mouse? How does that work?
It's just like, think of it like a pad that you put your hand on, and then you just scroll your finger across, and then you click.
That's
or something,
terrible.
You know?
The thing is that mice like purposely make a clicking sound, because I can't imagine that the people accidentally make it so they all make a clicking sound. I guess it's like a camera. I don't know. I guess you're not allowed to have a mouse that doesn't make a clicking sound. It's real horrific.
So the reason, actually, so the mouse I have now, I believe this mouse can do it.
Oh yeah.
You can click a button on your mouse that disables the clicking and not. And the reason why they have the clicking is it's like a camera.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because each click does one value up. And if you didn't have the click, you'd just be doing floats in between, you know? That's why. there's the
Value? Right. Well, what if you take it off? What happens then?
Well, you have some mice that let you actually disable it. When you disable it, you can zoom in normal, but you can't zoom in at intervals anymore.
I'm not talking about the scroll wheel. I'm talking about the mouse click.
Oh, the mouse click itself? That has to do with a switch. And
yeah,
there's
I know,
some
but it's
mice
so
you
noisy.
can.
Right.
Well, there's some mice you can do that. Just get one of those touchpad mice that Apple tried releasing.
Why
that
would
was
I
terrible.
want a touchpad mouse?
Well,
Holy
then
shit.
you don't get noise.
I mean, I got a mouse now that makes little noise. I just have to order a few more versions of it because the scroll wheel always breaks.
It's like for mechanical keyboards, I like how they feel, but I'm not one of those psychopaths that gets one of the blue switch ones where every click you make sounds like a typewriter from 50 feet away or something. Like.
Oh, when you're sitting all alone in your room, everything's much louder than it would be normally.
I mean, like, suddenly you got someone going like this all the time. And it's like Jesus Christ.
Amazing.
I just have a GeForce G402 mouse, and I like it a lot. It's just comfy on my hand.
I see. If only I had a way to debug this variable to find out what value it has.
There's a plugin for Unity. Let me look it up. It's supposed to make debugging easier.
I don't know. I mean, not that
People
way.
say it's essential. I guess. Unity.
I wonder if the end room
know.
stuff even works. Maybe that's the issue. Let's find out. Yeah, maybe it is. Huh. Great, am I really that hungry now? I wonder what I should eat.
Well, you don't use. Oh wait, do you use? Yeah, Visual Studio Code apparently has a debugger for Unity. I don't know how it works, but apparently it lets you inspect variables and stuff, and debug variables. I think.
Damn.
While the game runs, I think, yeah.
Who knew?
I need to check that out too. I don't use Visual Studio though. I use JetBrains Writer.
Visual Studio Code is amazing.
I use JetBrains Writer because when I do JavaScript programming for the other game, I use WebStorm, and I've always just grown up with liking WebStorm and.
But can you
WebStorm
click
products.
on a function and then it takes you to the definition of the function?
Yep.
Well, lucky you.
In fact, it'll take you there without the need for any type definitions. So you probably don't know what that means because you never used JavaScript. But JavaScript has like, if you're using TypeScript, you have to create definitions, and
Right.
the whole reason why I love WebStorm is because you don't have to make those definitions. It approximates what the definitions are for you, so you could jump to the function super quickly.
Okay, curious. Wait, what definitions? Of what?
Yeah, because the JavaScript isn't strongly typed, so you have to use a kind of external kind of like modification to the language called TypeScript, and then you have to make a definition file which your IDE reads, and WebStorm does that. Doesn't do it for you, but approximates it for you, so you don't need to create the types yourself or generate the types.
Weird.
What I like about Writer, though, is that Writer is heavily hooked into Unity, and so it'll actually suggest and tell you like if a certain function can be simplified. So you know that whole thing you were talking about with the question mark and null? The first time you would have done a does this equal null, the program would have told you, hey, you can do this instead. The first time you would have learned that, which is like so cool about it. Because for a beginner like me, I'm learning so much super quickly.
If only I had such access.
You could probably find a plugin for Visual Studio that does stuff like that for you, maybe.
Maybe.
Visual Studio Code. But what I do like about Visual Studio Code is that it's super fast, so that's a really big positive, and low in memory. Writer and WebStorm are a bit heavier in memory, but I like the features they give a lot more, so that's why I've always just stuck with it.
Oh,
But I didn't like regular Visual Studio. I like Visual Studio Code, but I could not stand the core Visual Studio one, the bigger one.
Yeah, of course, it's hideously big. Well, I guess I haven't kept in touch with him, but I haven't deleted him yet either. And we only talked like yesterday. Did you know his girlfriend broke up with him right before he broke up with Mumkey? What a coincidence.
Well, I didn't even notice that David asked the question earlier. Oops, sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, well.
I didn't know he asked you like who deserves more credit for Isaac. You were Edmund.
Oh, Edmund, of course.
I think when it comes to the original, though, of course, you both deserve equal credit. Like at least for the original
I don't know about
anyway.
equal. It was mostly his idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been done without you programming it, correct?
Yeah, so it wouldn't
So
have
you're a
been
big
done
part of
without
it,
his
but,
wife cooking for him either. That doesn't make any sense. What?
That's beautiful.
I know, right?
Hey, so
I mean, if you just go by, it needed this to be done. Yeah, I mean, we probably couldn't have released it without a soundtrack either, I imagine.
So that is a question I want to ask. During Isaac's development stuff, what were you doing before it, like in your career, I guess, or life?
Well, I made a bunch of games with Edmund before then, but I guess I was working on a game that was using the engine that I ended up using for Isaac. So
this was all Flash, but you mean engine as in like, I don't know, I guess a framework you built inside Flash or something, or was it actually an engine?
I made an engine in Flash, I guess. Well, I mean,
okay, wow.
I guess a framework's more accurate, yeah.
Okay.
Was it that sperm game?
No. If only. I guess some of the code was from the sperm. Wait, which sperm game? Jesus. Did you know I made 3 sperm games?
What's the one called? There's one just called. I think he means the one called. Does he mean the one just called Fuck? Was it called Fuck?
It's called
Face
Cunt.
What was it called?
Fuck.
Cunt. That's it.
You mean
Yeah.
cunt?
There we go. Cunt.
Does that have sperm in it?
Yeah. Well, I guess you shoot sperm.
Edmund re-released all those as like a collection, right?
Indeed.
Yeah. The basement collection.
Yeah, play all my games on there.
There's no sperm in Isaac though. What the heck?
Yeah, wouldn't it be fun to like fire out little sperms that can like collectively swarm and then attack stuff? You should put that in this game.
I mean,
Yeah.
This is just
you can just get the wiggle worm. I mean, damn.
And then think about this: you could make like a buff where, like, if you get a certain item, you can run into the sperm tears and then get like a bukkake face, and that gives you like a buff or something. You know, like if you're a whore. So if you're one of the female Isaacs, and then you have like the whore of Babylon, you can get like god powers by getting covered in.
They should just rename soy milk into sperm.
Oh no.
That's random. Soy. Food.
Isaac is a soy boy.
Probably was, you know.
Well, the game's supposed to be as long as Isaac, this game. So, I don't know. Maybe you'll play it for 100 hours. Or maybe you're a fake fan, you play it once. I don't know.
Well, if you need later on, if you want some, like, I don't know, texture stuff, I'm pretty good at texture stuff, so I could help make some textures. I use Substance Designer to make textures.
Well, I mean, I have a
dedicated
team.
Too.
Does I think it's Nestor that makes the textures, right?
Yeah.
Is it Nestor?
It is.
Does he make them from scratch, like in Photoshop, or does he use something like Substance to generate them?
No idea. I think sometimes he
Definitely
even
makes
just
life a lot
buys them.
easier. Oh, okay. So what are you working on now?
Well, I'm trying to figure out that thing with the group still. I guess that means that this other variable must be at fault. Ah.
So what do you mean by grouping? I didn't understand that yesterday when you explained it.
I want there to be golden rooms before the item room, so you can tell where it is, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it has any number of uses in the end. I guess you can make any number of different rooms in front of any other room that's gonna have stuff. I don't know, like different rooms that lead up to the boss room or something. If only I could just figure out what's wrong. Oh.
Hey, worst case scenario, you could always return to Poor Mouse and make it a battle royale.
Yeah, I actually kind of wanted to do that at some point.
Whoa, okay.
I mean, there was supposed to be multiplayer stuff, so I mean, Battle Royale would have been good, I guess. But then again, I'm pretty bad at multiplayer, so I guess people would complain about the netcode for ages. And they'll never get fixed.
Were you using Unities before?
No?
Like, they're not... Okay, you're using a different framework, I guess, or...
Yeah. It's called
that's the number one
Player.io.
recommendation. Okay. Because the number one recommendation I always saw was do not touch any of the Unity's network stuff because it's terrible.
Okay, well, I don't know if they'd prefer that one. Probably not. Well, actually, it might. Who knows? But I don't even know if they're still around after all this time. I mean, I guess they would be.
What's the best... I wanted to see what the best Unity networking is.
Well, I mean, I wanted to have server code, so that limits it severely. I guess only Player.io has server code from what I know.
Okay, there's something called Socket.io. Huh.
No idea what that is. Ah, fuck it, I can make a different variable for this, actually. Yes. Indeed. Alright, if...
Are you finished with the evolution of, like, I mean, the mechanic behind how you upgrade your character and get more abilities, or do you plan to heavily expand on that even more for release?
I guess I'm done. I mean, maybe I'll add more visuals to it. I got like 100 items, I guess, maybe more.
Damn.
Wait. Yeah, it's about 100. I mean, they need polishing still. I
Are
mean,
you gonna make the stacking more complex too eventually? Like,
oh, it's pretty complex.
okay. Can you like almost infinitely stack all items at once, or are there some
Yeah.
that just is okay? Wow.
I mean, they'll just give you power stat ups, I guess, in the end.
Oh, so there's only a certain amount that actually do modifiers, and then by the
No,
end
no,
it
they
just
do
does.
they do modifiers. It's just like, you know, when you get double shot a million times, you're not gonna have a million shots. I mean, I guess it.
Right.
I guess it just limits out.
You should make it. It'd be funny if you made it not limit out, so that people could really break the game and think
Yeah,
they were
it'd be
lucky.
funny if the frame had one. If the game had a frame rate of 1, that'd be the best.
Well, hey, with dots though, not that you should do it now, but if you ever come back and make an expansion with dots, you can actually. They showed where a normal game, you could generate like, I don't know, 100 bullets or, 200 bullets, and the frame rate was like, I don't know, like 40 FPS or something. And then they activated dots and they showed generating like 20,000 bullets, and the frame rate was at like 60 fine. So,
Damn.
do you pool your bullets, by the way?
I guess.
Do you use object pools?
What, for deleting them?
Yeah, like never deleting them, you just pool them.
I think.
Okay.
I'm not
'Cause when
sure
you
if I
destroy
do it with
objects-
the. I don't know if I do it with the ones that are just a line renderer. I do it with the rockets, I guess.
For anything that you generate that you delete, if you pool it, you will not only remove garbage, but you can also recreate them faster because you never have to actually instantiate them.
Well,
And so,
just empty game
you-
objects as well.
yeah. Anytime you delete an object, that's creating a lot of garbage in Unity. So when you're doing bullets of any type, it's always good to pool them.
I didn't assume it would do it with game objects.
Because an empty game object still has a whole bunch of data regarding, like its transform, its update loop, its destruction code, its serialization, its ID, its tracking in the engine, all that stuff.
I guess
And
you have
so
to get rid of
deleting
all
it-
that data as well when you pool it. I don't know if that'll even help.
So when you delete it, it has to go through this heavy process of marking it, saving it to be deleted, and then you get garbage. But if you pool it, meaning you just deactivate it for being processed, you're holding it in memory. So
Yeah,
your
but
memory
it
increases
has the
slightly.
data still. So if I added
but
a
the
script to it,
memory-
I have to remove the script and all kind of annoying shit.
But the difference
not that
is
I do
that-
but still.
All you do is increase memory. That's not an issue, because the processing side of it, instantiating an object and then destroying an object, they're two of the most expensive things you can do in
I know.
in Unity. So if you just create them once, pool it, grabbing it takes no cost at all. All you're doing is building up the memory usage, and that's okay, because building up some memory to a certain point doesn't affect people's computers usually and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I guess I do pool some of it. I don't know. Guess I'll have to see. I guess it never occurred to me to pool empty game objects.
Yeah, because one solution is
But the
you
obvious
pool the
thing
empty
is
game
that
object.
it's more work to pool it, because,
Yeah, true.
yeah, I guess I'll have to see.
It's usually why like people will sometimes build like a base system for all the different types of what a bullet would be. So if it's a raycast type of bullet or something versus, I don't know, a different type of object, they'll create like a base version that's pooled, and they'd reuse that.
I see. Wait, how do you recreate a based version?
Well, so I mean, it depends. If they're object oriented, they just inherit from the base version, and then they create their new object based on the inherited base. So if you have, let's say, a bullet like sperm that just wiggles, or yeah, and then you want to make bullet like mega sperm or something that wiggles and has tracking. You'd inherit from bullet sperm and then add new data on
Yeah,
top of.
I know that, but how do you pull it?
You pool the base class, like if it's, I guess it'd be an abstract. You'd either pool, I think you pool the abstract class of it. Yeah, you pool the base class, and then any class that's of that inherited type gets to be pooled with it. And
So,
then
can you flush the data in the class? When
yeah, you should be able to.
How? How do you reset?
Well, okay. You wouldn't actually want to flush any of that data. That's one thing. You'd actually want to keep it.
Well, how do I reset it?
Let's say you have a pool that builds up to be 1,000 objects. If you want to reset it, only reset it on level load or something. And the way you do that is you just manually go in and say delete it or time to delete or something. That's when you'd probably want to reset it. Because with a pool, the one thing about pools is that it's not ever a good idea to actually clear the pool. You want to keep the pool, and then when you wipe all the objects, you just put them all back into the pool. And then when you load a new room, you'd reuse that same already generated.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. I'm asking, how do you make sure that the object goes back to a state where it doesn't have some random data in it from before?
Oh no, you keep the data. You don't wipe that data. It's okay to keep that data.
No, I don't want that data. I want a fresh bullet.
You wouldn't actually create a fresh. You created a init function. You'd create your own custom init function inside of that class, and then you'd call it or something. Your own custom kind of init.
Yeah, but then I still have to make that function myself, don't I?
Yeah, you'd make that function, and then you'd overwrite all the settings of that bullet from the previous pool to do what you want it to do.
But then I have to manually give it all the settings I want to overwrite, don't I?
Yeah, you'd have to. That's how you would initialize it. When you create the bullet, you'd have to say init this bullet that's from the pool, basically.
That's the annoying part. Because what if I add a bullet that gets larger and then I have to reset the size every time? Or if I add a bullet that has like a different shader, then I have to reset the shader every time. It's a pain in the ass.
Well, usually that's why I said people would have base versions that go and then they'd create new versions off of the base version. So if the base version would have an init code that says, okay, reset the speed and the damage and the position.
Yeah, obviously, but then I have to specifically remember to put in the init function to do all that, right? Because previously it didn't need to be the size, but now it needs to be the size, and it's just another source of errors because I didn't realize that the size is now a thing that needs to be reset again.
Yeah, so the way you do it is when you create your new inherited version of it, you would just say, okay, I want to take the init function, reset the size, but then also run the inherited function first. And so you have to do that for all the objects, and then all you do is call your custom init.
Wait, sorry, I didn't... What did you say?
Well, if you have the base one with the init already set up with that base information of the position and stuff, then when you create your new version where, let's say, you want to have the scale change, so you have a basic bullet, then you have a scale bullet, all you do for your init is say, okay, well, now that this has a scale value, change the scale value, and then before that, call the basic init that I already created from the previous class, and those will all work together. I think you're pretty sure. I mean, that will work, so it's not too much work.
You don't
really
seem to understand the point is that I didn't even consider resetting the scale, but now I have to because I made that bullet, and there's like a million little things, a million variables that might change, and then I have to consider specifically writing them in the in the instantiating function, right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So why talk around when I told you that this was the problem?
No, I'm saying it's not a problem if you just structure all your data the way I said it originally.
But so I just have to think of all the things I need to reset in the end.
Well, it's not like if you've if you have your base, like, okay, let's say you want to now change the scale and have the ability to have all bullets change their scale. All you have to do is go into whatever base class you want it, change the scale, and anything inheriting from that will now have the ability to have their scale changed. And based, if you go in and change the initialize and also add the scale parameter. But I have no idea if you've been doing object-oriented stuff for classes like that in this. Do you inherit from other classes?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, you should be able to do that. It shouldn't be too hard.
Except for the fact I still have to think of all the variables that I want to reset.
Well, yeah, if you make a base class that does the base like resetting already, then for each new class, all you have to worry
why
about
would you
is the
assume
new
that
variable.
it would have a resetting function by default? The whole point is that I wouldn't need a resetting function if I didn't pool.
I mean, I guess you still initialize stuff, correct? For each bullet.
Yeah, it comes cleared. It doesn't have any data in it when you instantiate it.
Correct. And then you add the data, right?
Yeah, but you don't add all the data. You only add the data that is different from the default values. You know, like when you have an object, it's got a basic size by default, and you just use that size. Or if you pool it, you have to remember that size to begin with, and then reset it to that size. What are you looking up now?
Oh, I was just responding to a friend. Sorry.
Ah, jeez. Well, pooling's annoying, alright.
Well, I don't know. I've had no issue with it.
Well, you've not made big games, have you?
I built engines made for big games and then quit because they were too big.
Well, there you go then. Maybe you did have a problem with pooling. Maybe you should have just made the game and not worry about the optimization.
No, because when that happens, I have to restart. It gets too complicated.
Huh? But you already restarted because it got too complicated.
Whenever I make a game and the framework takes, like the foundation of it takes way too long for me to do anything and it gets too complicated, I go back from scratch and rebuild it knowing what I need to do the next time. That's what I've done with all my previous projects. So now when I build stuff, I have to think ahead of as to exactly what I'd want so I can make it as optimized and fast as I can, basically.
If it actually works out.
So the current game I'm making now does pooling as well for base classes, and I just put the base
classes?
data I'd ever want in it. Yeah.
You pool classes in not just game objects?
Yeah.
But
I pool.
Does that even make a difference?
So what I do is I don't pool like a generic base object. I pool like classes that that are based off of an object or wrap an object. So I'd have a game object and it's wrapped by a bullet class, and then I use that base bullet class for every different type of bullet I'd create. Or in my case, I'm using spell, and then I'm able to pool any type of spell, period, because they're all built off of the same base foundation, but then I can add modifiers on it.
The question is, do you keep the object class when you pool it with the data in it?
Yes.
That seems so inconvenient. I can't believe you would do that.
No, it's super good. It's super effective.
No, it's not. You have to write a specific reset function just for that case instead of just making a new one.
No, because the thing is, you don't, though. That's the miracle of it, because I don't think you're understanding how it works.
Well, how do you get rid of the data?
Well, first of all, I never get rid of the data. That's one thing.
I'm obviously referring to resetting the data as getting rid of it. Why do you have to be so complicated every time?
You have a base bullet class, right? It has a speed.
Yes.
It has a direction. Let's just say that for now, and it has damage.
Yeah.
Now, I want to randomate the speed, the damage, and the direction every time I create the bullet. So I create a base init class that has that functionality. I never have to recreate that base init ever again. Every bullet now has that base init set into it. Now, if I want to modify it, so I'm going to make a bullet that has the element of fire. I add the element of fire. I go into the init class and just add that it can be wiped or reset. And I inherit the previous init class. So I don't have to rewrite any of the init data from the previous one. So it's not any extra
So how
work.
do you
It's
make
like,
sure the next bullet doesn't have fire again?
well, that just comes down to the type. When I create the type, I use a scriptable object that holds all the different types of spells that I'd have, and then I just go in that and figure out which spell based on either a name or an ID or a class name reference, and I just grab the specific type, generate it, and send it to the pool, or I grab it from the pool and construct it based off of the pool one.
Oh my god, you pull that stuff as well? Holy shit. That's so much pulling. Damn. So you rarely ever create a new instance of a class then?
Well, sometimes I do. For spells, honestly, I don't really need to pool it though, because it's
Yeah.
turn-based. You run one spell every time. But for the actual characters,
I mean,
because
I
they're
don't
created
see
from
why you would
spine-
want to pool a class ever.
Well, I pool a whole bunch of mono behavior stuff all the time because I inherit from a lot of different base structures.
But how long does it take to make a new mono behavior?
What do you mean, like just a new one from scratch?
Yeah, not pooling it.
Oh, you mean like in terms of time? If I instantiate
Yeah.
it like performance-wise, it's expensive. It can take some time if you're creating a bunch of them. Yeah, if you just create one every like.
I never
If you're
noticed
only creating like,
objects.
if you're like creating like
code
5 of
objects
them?
taking a while to make.
But yeah, it depends. Some game developers create like what people do, like what I do, is I create a pool manager that manages different types of stuff and then pools those. And that's just what it does. It handles, and so for specific objects, I pool specific important things. So in my case, for the spells, I don't really need to pool them, but for characters, since they're really expensive, I pool all those, you know.
Man, Tar is really part of this conversation.
He's actually muted right now.
I was wondering if he was still here. Maybe he fell asleep.
Boring code talk.
I guess that's what you get on Game Squid. Oh, I mean on Squid Invaders.
Just when you're with me.
I guess it's an interesting conversation, but you see how I'm defining this shit here, where it says public string next music is empty, and then jingle is empty, and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're creating the objects all in like the fly each time,
I
like,
know.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
you're not
doesn't
creating
it doesn't have a start function where it says next music is empty. It says it where I define it. Can you still do that when you pull it, like you said?
Yeah, I mean, you could still. Yeah, you'd still have to do, but you have to do each variable, like you said. That's the annoying part, because
What do you mean?
you know when you create a new object, right? Like if you're going to create a new bullet, don't you have to put a whole bunch of properties in for what type it is, right?
Yes.
Like, right. So when you pool it, you'd pool that base generic just object, and then you'd add all that stuff again, or remove it. You'd have to put a function. At that point, you'd have to figure out if it's even worth it based on the way you're doing it, because
Well, it wouldn't
you're
be.
adding, every time you create the object, you're adding a bunch of components to it, and then removing them when you delete it, correct? Or you're deleting, in your pools, you actually delete the components, right?
Yep.
Yeah, deleting components is just as bad as just deleting the object, so it's almost not even like you're pooling it, really. I mean, I guess you're sort of pooling
Well, I mean, I wouldn't
parts.
be.
You're not deleting the whole.
Can you just respond to that? Can I set up the strings like this, where it's just like This is where I define the string, and this is where I define the default value for it. Is that possible, or do you have to put it in a different function to set up the default value in the init?
Yeah, you can do that.
So how do you reset it back to that value?
You'd have to put a. You'd likely make a function.
So you can't.
You'd have to make a. You have to make a function and then copy all of the stuff that you're doing right here.
That's exactly
into that
what I was
function.
asking you, if I could do it without copying, and you're telling me these solutions to do it with copying it.
I don't know. Like, there's probably ways around it.
Well, is there a way
Yeah.
to reset a class to its basic data? Not that I've heard of. So pooling classes seems like a big waste of time.
It's not. I don't understand. Why the fuck do you think it's a waste? Do you even know what a class? Oh my god, what the? I don't get it. You have a base class that inherited from mono behavior. Mono behavior is a basic object, correct?
Yes.
Right. You have a base class that has 3 values, like I said, speed, damage, direction.
Yeah,
Then
I mean,
you have a
obviously it's
bunch of-
gonna have like 100 values, but yeah.
Well, true. But then you have another class that might inherit that base class and it has 5. That's its new thing. It's a fire bullet or something.
Sure.
So when you pool it, you can set up your pooling system to pool anything that inherits from whatever type of base class. So it'll always inherit from base bullet. But then as for resetting the values, you'd have to all you have to do is manually say, hey, I want this object again from the pool of this type. What you'd have to do is you'd have to pool all your objects in different pools based on the type. That'd be the most effective. So when you want to get another fire bullet, you'd have to first check, is the fire bullet pooled? Is there one in the pool? No? Okay, I'm going to create a new one. If there is one in the pool, grab it, and then I'm going to set it up the same way I was doing when I instantiate a new object. That's the way you'd have to do it.
Well, except
So
for the
you can
fact
do it the
that
same
you'd
way
have
with-
to specifically add that new... That you'd have to instantiate it in a more complex way than if you just made a new version of the class.
You can make a manager to make it a little easier. You put in maybe the type of the class in it, and then it automatically grabs you whatever class that's available in the pool, and if not, it instantiates a new one. You could probably do that. That's the way you'd simplify it. But
That sounds
think
like
that's the
the
best.
opposite of simplifying it.
no, you just do is like pool manager, this class, create, done.
Well, yeah, but what are you talking about? Done? No, not done. You have to write that create function specifically for that purpose, which you wouldn't have to do if you didn't pool it.
You would only create this function once. This is just to grab it from the pool or create the class period. You create that, then all you'd use that each time. So instead of just instantiate game object, you just do instantiate game object from pool instead. And then it's the same function almost, except it can access a pool instead if it exists in the pool. That's probably how you do it.
But I don't see how you think it's the same function. It's obviously a more complex version of the function.
It's more complex in the sense that it would have to loop. Oh no, not loop through. Just check through to see if there's an array with that object existing. Or not even check. It just has to check through and see if that object's available in the pool, and if it's not, it instantiates it. So it's not too much code. It's just check if it exists in a pool. If not, create a new one, and then
That. You really just don't understand it, do you? It's fucking amazing.
You're not making much sense, but go ahead.
I was telling you how I can define the values of the variables in the same brace as I defined the type of them, right? Do you get that?
Okay, you instantiate, correct?
No. I don't have an
When you
instantiate
create-
function.
How do you create a game object?
I mean, I have a function for that, but it doesn't need to set up all the default values for the class of the object. That would be a long function to write.
Right. So, but what it does is it just creates an empty game object, like you said, right?
I'm not talking about the game object. I'm talking about the class. code class.
You use different classes for different bullet types, correct? Or no?
No.
Okay. Well, that could be one issue.
Yep. Yeah, I have a big class that's used by many things.
I think the best thing you'd be able to do is, when you create that game object, you at least assign like a string that says what type of
Yeah.
what the type is technically.
Of
Then what you
course.
could do is you could just create pools based on that type, and then grab that defined object with all that data added to it already, and it gets pushed into the pool, and you just grab it out, and then you reset the values like you've been doing already with your create thing. That's how you do it. It's a
Well,
bit unconventional, but that's probably how you do it.
You don't seem to understand that I don't reset the values. I just create a new object, and that's way faster.
You create a new object.
Yeah.
You create a new object. How do you tell it, I want this damage? Or
I mean,
want
it
this
has
speed,
a
or this
default
direct-
damage.
But I
Sometimes
thought you said you
it's...
didn't have a.
Hmm?
I thought you said that you create a game object and then assign and attach all the stuff it needs,
Yes.
and then set a name of a type.
That too, yeah. I mean, I know I can pull the game object. I don't know if I would never be able to pull a class. That would be way too much work.
Oh, in this case, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about a way to not do the class anymore. I'm just talking about a way to work with your game object thing, where you don't have to actually delete. Because earlier you were talking about, well, what do you do about resetting it or doing that? And I'm saying
Yeah.
now, well, you don't need to reset it. You just pool each constructed type of that object. Because you said you save a string name of the type when you create it, right? Like if it's fire bullet, you'd save in that newly created
Yeah.
object with all the components attached to name. So you just create an array that has that name, and you pool that in there. And then when you create it, you just go, does it already exist in the pool? Do I have to create all this stuff or not? You know?
Well, I mean, I guess the thing is that I have like... I guess that... I guess the default damage is like 100, and then... I don't know if it's like a rocket, it's like ×2. So if I reset it, it would get twice as powerful each time, I guess. Stuff like that. And how often would I have done stuff like that? Too often, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you're not... It comes down to what even is the performance issue. But, I mean, if a limitation is that too many bullets are a performance issue, then you might want to look into some sort of better pooling. But if that's not the issue, don't worry about it. Worry about other optimization.
I know, but you're just like, oh, pooling's so easy. And I'm telling you, no.
Well, it's not
It's
the
not
easiest
that
thing.
easy.
Using dots is actually technically easier.
You still have to explain what those are. I have no idea still.
So, object-oriented programming is what you're doing with all these classes, and if you inherit dots instead, just doesn't do it object-oriented. So if you have a base class of a bullet, you know, it has all these values. It has the speed, the position, the speed, damage, all that stuff. And then you inherit that with the fire bullet. Now it has the fire, and then it has also that other class in it and all that other data. Dots instead goes, okay, I want to take all your bullets. I'm going to take just their speeds, and I'm going to put them in an array and run through only that. And I'm only going to update all the speed. So it loops through all of an object of the same type that has that speed or that position, and it updates that, and it's super fast. And it doesn't do it based on a per object basis. It's doing it based on like managed memory of like the position type now or something. So you have to code differently, of course, but it's super fast, which is why they show demos of like creating 100 bullets being like 20 FPS and then creating 10,000 being 60.
I did something like that in Isaac. It was a big mistake.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Well, damn, you're doing so DOT stands for data oriented programming, or
Yeah, I had
data-oriented
like
something.
I had something really stupid, like, I don't know, I guess enemy type, and that was a list, and then enemy speed was a list and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh
But
my God,
I didn't do it for enemies, but it was something similar like that. It was
So you
a
were
bad
doing.
solution.
You're ahead of the game. You're ahead of the time.
But what
Years back.
isn't it annoying that when you delete it, you have to delete that object from within the array?
Yeah. So the whole thing with data, like that type of programming, is unlike object oriented. It's really, really annoying to work with. So what dots in Unity does is it makes that easier. That's the big thing why people are super excited for it, because it makes doing all that less work.
But how is it even faster? Because it's just a big array.
It's how it manages the memory. So with object-oriented programming, you have an object, let's say bullet, has the HP and the position and whatever. So when it manages that in memory, it puts that object and then it puts all those variables there, but then it puts another object with all those variables there, and you don't have two of the same type next to each other. With that list thing that you were talking about, you put all the positions next to each other, and in memory, they're all right next to each other, can fire off instantly without having to do any type of memory switches. So it's super fast. It doesn't have to wait for the processor and the memory to do certain things. It can just fire it all off in sort of batches. It's kind of like batching for the processor, kind of.
Right.
For memory.
So you would be able to add like the position, add the speed to the position of the object each frame, and that would be really fast.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, you'd be running through all of the objects of that shared position, like not that exact position, but of all like that share the same type of position movement or structure. In this case, you call it like entity movement. You put it in an object, and then it stores all of the entity movement for every object in one list and runs through it. And when you destroy an object, it handles destroying the entity list for you and stuff. I think that's how Unity does it for you. That's how you save time.
Interesting. Oh, so this time the rooms didn't work. Great. Shit. I don't know. Oh, someone asked if there's any lore in the game, and well, I'm pretty basic still. It's just squids invade yours, but then I guess you invade the squid world through a portal, and this is the squid world, I guess. Weird roguelike game. It's a squid world.
I don't think he is the one that doesn't understand. Is he talking about me? Maybe. I don't know what he's talking about.
He was siding with you.
I don't know.
He was siding with you, yeah. Because I said, you don't get it. Yep.
It was just confusing. I think I understood what you're saying.
I still don't know why this dot stuff is faster than just... I mean, if I have a list of all the objects, which is the way I do it, by the way, I have a list of all the objects, all the bullets, all the enemies. It's all one big list. So if I go through the list one by one and I do the AI, wouldn't that be very similar?
Well, here's the issue. So all the enemies are their own separate object, right? Like compared to the player, correct? So get this. When the object gets sent to memory, the object is a game object. It's also got a position. It's also
no, it's not a game object. I'm talking about just a class.
But what kind of information does the class have?
Well, I guess we still... Well, it has a link to the game object, I guess, and then it has a type and like some AI shit.
So think of it this way. For every single one of those objects, it has to go through and each of the variables you've added to that class and or the reference to the game object, if you're looping through that too and updating it. I don't know if you are.
Wait, so is class-based really slow? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's how object-oriented programming works. It makes programming super easy and quick and easy to understand, but it's not the fastest for memory. So what happens is, again, if you have let's say you have an object, again, basic bullet, and I've already explained this a billion times, but you have that basic bullet. When you send that to a list to process for memory, it has each of those separate variables: the health variable, the position variable, the speed variable, and those are all different things. And then it's stacking another object underneath that with 3 different things. Do you see how they're not the same thing, really? I mean, they're the same object, but their data, their raw data, isn't actually the same. Versus if you just have an array of positions are all the same exact thing, you know?
Right.
They're all just a vector 3.
So what you're saying is you could make a function that uses only the positions, and you can do something with that, but if you need any other data, you'd still have to go to that other data type, right?
Yeah. Essentially, if you're to do this man-made, kind of, you'd technically be looping through all the objects and just updating the speed, I guess, for everything separately in their own separate arrays. However, it doesn't really work that way because you're still looping through each of the objects and using the CPU for that, and it's not that much faster. What I'm talking about is more memory related. So it's how the memory, because in memory, no matter what you do, you're still storing the memory the same way I just said, which is inefficient. With dots stores the memory so that everything's packaged the same type. So all the vector 3s for position are all packaged together in the same memory chunk, and then they're sent off to the processor and stuff and done like instantly. So that's why it's faster.
Damn.
So for Binding of Isaac, when you said that you did something like that with an array,
I think I did
really
it for the
difficult and
rooms.
annoying.
I think the rooms had like all the positions and then all the types and then stuff like that.
It's all separate. Then you need to loop through an array for every single type to delete a room or something or add a new room,
Yeah.
right? Like, yeah, that's dots. You basically were doing dots, but really the hard manual way. And Unity makes that easier for you. It does all that looping
I
for
mean,
you.
you don't need to delete the rooms, obviously, because they're
Right.
they
You
create
have to
at the
create.
start.
So every time you create a new room, instead of just creating a room object with all the data, you're creating room position, room whatever, room type, all in separate arrays, right? Like at a certain value point. So at a like slot 10 or something, new room is added and put all the data in there for each type, right? Or something like that, I assume.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so dots removes the need to manually loop through all that stuff, supposedly. It does a bunch of other crazy stuff too that I don't really understand, but the basic gist is that memory thing that's supposed to help. Now, I don't use dots myself because dots is only really useful if you're dealing with thousands of objects. And in your case, dots could benefit you if you wanted to have modifiers that let you create 10 trillion bullets, but
I mean,
in
it
my
seems
case,
pointless, but yeah. But how do you manage then the renderers of the bullets? You have to move them around.
so the rendering itself, okay, so like the
Well,
position stuff, that's
yeah,
all
positioning.
handled. The position stuff, that's all handled through dots. So you'd set it up so that, I think the code, I don't know the API exactly, but you basically say, hey, for every type of this, I've updated the positions of these objects, and here's my new position. Update this entire batch. And it'll go through, check based on the previous frame what has been changed. It'll update it and send that as a batch. So it does it sort of for you.
So I guess it's similar to the job system then, with the batching.
Yeah. It's basically a job system.
Right.
I think it is a type of job system.
I used the job system earlier. It was a nightmare. I guess you've seen the Fractal game. It's pretty crazy stuff working with the job system.
Now, it's not as complicated. Another part of sort of like dots, I don't know if you've tried it for your fractal thing, but you can also combine job systems with something called compute shaders, which gets even crazier. I don't know if you've tried compute shaders.
I don't think so.
But they let you program the CPU using the GPU, so you can do CPU-like processes, but on the GPU.
Wow.
So I don't know if you've seen these crazy demos where people use dots in combination with compute shaders, and they're rendering like 1 million AI at like 60 FPS doing complex pathfinding.
Damn.
So if you ever want to make an RTS where you can play with 1 million people, there you go.
Yes, who wouldn't want to do that? Damn.
But
yeah, I guess one day they'll make those games and it'll be great.
Yeah, and it works with, like, if you want to make a physics game at some point, you can use dots with the new Havoc's physics system. So if you don't like NVIDIA's PhysX one, you can use Havoc, which a lot of people like, and it's integrated with dots. You can render like 1 million objects with physics if you want, I guess.
Damn. Yeah, that sounds like something. Well, I guess all this stuff is pretty complex to understand. I guess I have to find some kind of lecture on it.
There's quite a few that are pretty cool. And one thing too is that
it actually worked here. Actually,
compute shaders are really crazy though. Oh, what happened? It worked?
Well, I mean, I can't replicate it working, but it did. So look, there's 3 gold rooms.
That's why I told
and
you
then
to do the seed thing.
Yeah.
If you had the seed thing, you can replicate it.
You dumbass. I'm not talking about replicating it that way. I'm talking about finding out why the bug, why it's bugged in other ways. I mean, replicating this specific scene wouldn't help. Right, sorry. But
yeah, but replicating one that's broken could, right?
I mean,
because you could replicate the broken one, make changes, load it back up, and
if I make
really
changes,
it
wouldn't be the same one. But yeah.
Anyways. Well, if it's just changing like positions or offsets, and you're not actually changing the well, I guess you are changing some of the generation algorithm.
Yeah, position's pretty vital there. Anyways, 4 rooms, and then the 4th one is this one. So this is finally how it's supposed to be. If only it would work more often. So if I reset, will it give me something similar, or will it never? Who knows? I guess it's pretty complex. Oh look, we got a room that intersects with another room. Wait, why does that happen? Shit. That should never happen. Alright, so are you ever gonna use those dots?
Maybe. I might try it out for like if I want to have an attack, like a special attack in the Not Safe for Work game where she generates like, what if I have a character generate 50,000 sperm? Maybe I'll try it to create a bunch of sperm that swarm around. But yeah, compute shaders are pretty cool too. The game Horizon Zero Dawn, the way it's able to render so much geometry on screen, even though it shouldn't be possible, is because it's using compute shaders instead of the CPU to cull and procedurally generate the world around it based on specific artist-driven seeds, so all the data looks exactly the same no matter what. And that's how it's able to render so much geometry that even most PC games can't render, despite Horizon Zero Dawn being a PS4 game.
Damn. Oh, and then there's this random block here.
There's a cool tutorial where somebody used compute shaders to create snow deformation, so they're able to like walk around in snow and have it like melt and crush.
Neat.
So there's some cool stuff. I mostly care about the hentai stuff now. Anyway.
Yes, the boob transformation, right?
Use dots to create pixel perfect boob physics. You know, like
exactly.
Boob physics is always kind of fake. Well, I'm gonna make the most realistic boob simulation ever.
Yeah, soft body boobs. Oh boy.
Soft body with the proper fat distribution, and if there's milk in the titties, they'll bounce slightly different. Perfect.
Yes,
everything
milk.
be perfect.
We're gonna have milking mechanics for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe Alex didn't show up. Wait, did he say 10? Have you been streaming for 2 hours? Damn.
Yeah, we have.
Oops.
Has it felt that long?
I guess. No, actually it hasn't. I guess I still don't know what's wrong though, so that's fun. No clue. How could I even make this happen?
I think you could try to figure it out before getting off, unless you're going to get off like right now.
Maybe. I mean, I'm pretty clueless though, so I guess I don't know. Maybe it's doing it wrong. Maybe it's all wrong. Okay, so I guess, what if I set this to true? Maybe this will work. Oh god, am I just guessing? I don't know. Maybe.
I love the way you program where it's just like, yeah, maybe if I change this it'll work. And sometimes it's like, oh my god, it works. And it's like,
it's just pure artistic, you know? It's got none of the logic that normal programmers would use.
I remember, I've said this before, not this specific thing, but I've said I listened to Edmund in interviews, and I remember when he described you, he's like, you're not the most conventional programmer, but I wanted to work with him because he could do these crazy things that people could never do, or not never do, but people wouldn't do a certain way, and he'd do it that way, and I think he was trying to describe that you don't program like normal people.
I'm not sure if he did, or if it just meant that I'm willing to do all kinds of dirty games for him.
Yeah, I think he said something. You don't code in a conventional way or something. I think that's what he said.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't.
But hey, Who cares? Like what you did clearly worked and got you pretty successful. So
Yeah, if only I
if it
could
ain't
do it
broke,
again.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Except it's broke now. So
Well,
maybe it's time
actually,
to
I
fix. No,
guess
I'm
it's.
joking.
I mean, this probably won't take too long, even though it's blowing my mind how I haven't fixed this yet. Maybe I'll need to be alone and then I'll figure it out. Who knows? But then again, at least I'm learning about dots.
Well, my limited knowledge of it.
It's like, I guess programming that thing you said where they had complex AI, it's probably really hard then in dots.
I don't know
Because you don't have
how they
access
went
to
about.
most of the stuff you want, I guess.
Well, that's yeah. One thing is, I think the demo was like they did it themselves, but Unity is over time making more of the stuff that was. They're making more stuff integrated with Dot, so it's going to be easier and easier as time goes on. But for now, some things you have to do a lot yourself. But or at least it was. I think it's better now.
So can you do the whole dot thing all the way they did it without having the source code?
Uh, Man, well, yeah, you can do data-oriented programming. Period. Yeah, you can. I think. Yeah, you can for certain things. You'll still hit limitations though, like I've said, like the way data is organized and how you have to deal with game objects from Unity and that stuff. Some things will be limited, but you can gain some performance gains doing like loops through maybe all the positions of all the objects or something, like custom loops. I'm sure you can do that. Um,
Well, maybe in Poor Mouse I'll have 100,000
bees.
ants.
Yeah, ants.
Yeah, it had
You could do it, yeah.
It had big ants, you know. It had
You could have
ants
big
that
ants
had.
that break into smaller ants, you know?
Well, they had big ants that shot honey out of their giant butts.
And then like, oh yeah, you can have like real-time soft body 3D honey physics
Oh no.
with the Havoc system.
I guess you could, yeah. Oh, with the Havoc system, right? I thought making it myself.
Oh, I mean, I guess yeah, yourself too. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah, so basically now it never ends up making this. Never ends up making these rooms. Let's see why. If I give this one here a bigger chance of appearing, and the other one too, maybe that'll allow this to work better, and then I'll have more information, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, well, that didn't work faster. Well, it felt faster, but it apparently still took 12 restarts. And then there's a bunch of empty rooms here. That's curious. Oh, I guess they're actually the empty room that I made. Okay, because this one has squids in it. And it has the 4 squids I put in that room. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess everything is terrible and nothing works.
One day I do want to try. I might do it for the hentai game, but I do want to try some procedural stuff because it just seems like it'd be fun.
It's
I know
great.
how I do things. But maybe I'll do like for my game. I had this idea of like sort of like procedurally generated dungeons that you move through, like Darkest Dungeon, and you defeat stuff, and you can get it. You can try to go as far as you can or something. Maybe I'd let you do that, where you can capture and kidnap like super rare ultimate girls or something. I don't know.
Oh my god. It's a shiny one. I get maybe the conditions for when I can place a store interfere with the conditions when I place these rooms, but maybe not. I don't know. It seems weird. I guess this time it just didn't do anything. Damn.
You coded this entire procedural thing yourself without looking up how other people
Exactly.
did stuff similar, right?
Yep.
Do you think that benefits you more, or do you wish you kind of looked at how other people might have pulled something off and then
Well,
take that and try to improve it.
I don't really find it easy to understand what other programmers did when I see what they did.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess when they write documentation stuff, that's never simple to me. Maybe I should look stuff up, though, you're right.
I'm the type that, like, I want to accomplish a certain thing, so I'll look up, like, 10 different ways somebody might have done it, and then I piece together what I've seen that was common and said to be maybe the easiest way or the best way for this certain thing, and then I'll build my own thing based off of that kind of. So I'm not the most original programmer, I guess. I just try to do what's, I guess, the easiest to pull off and the easiest to read. I like to be able to read what I make and understand it.
Damn. I guess that's good.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I should definitely look up more stuff. Okay, how does this shit work? Then let me run through this. Okay, so if the count of these rooms in a group is smaller than the minimum, then it sets this variable to true, and then this variable being true then results in the room being more likely to spawn, I assume. But that's not what I'm seeing here. Oh wait, I guess it is, kind of. Very curious. Right, so I guess it's false by default. So I guess it has to be in a group. Oh, in a group that is too small. Is that some kind of soda?
Yeah, sparkling water, basically. It's like slightly flavored
Cool.
sparkling water.
I was just curious if that's what I heard.
Yeah. It's got citric acid, potassium citrate, and then some natural flavor. Oh, and aspartame, of course.
What's that?
Replacement for sugar.
Ah,
So it's like diet-ish, kind of.
I should probably try that. Dieting. Well, fuck. Sweetening.
Aspartame apparently has side effects that people always try to say. They say it gives you cancer or AIDS. I don't know. A lot of it's
AIDS.
bullshit. It's not the best. It's not the best for you. But
Sexual
I always look at it
sugars.
as like, I always look at it like it's not sugar, so I'm not gaining weight drinking it. That's all that matters to me.
Damn. Yeah, this would work. But
This description makes no sense. It's like
I guess I should.
not significant source of saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, dietary fiber, total sugars, added sugars. What? Okay.
Damn.
I love some of these names when you look at it. It's like potassium benzoate, a preservative, and then L-sulfame potassium malsid acid. I really like that I'm drinking all these acids, you know?
Oh yes. Well, I mean, sodas are definitely acidic.
You know, the way I look at it, my stomach has acid in it. I'm just giving my stomach more acid, you know? Break food faster. Totally how it works.
I mean, yeah. I guess it is. I mean, yeah, it's not hard to produce acid, I guess. But yeah, if you have acid reflux, you're not supposed to drink acidic stuff or eat. So it probably does
Really?
work that way. Yes. I mean, I still
Yeah.
do it, and then it'll be horrible, but whatever.
Alright.
Okay, I can't focus. I guess I'm done. Okay, maybe I'll try this one last thing, even though I have no idea. Does that make sense? Does anything make sense? Oh, I guess it would. Fuck. I mean, I guess. guess it would make sense for it to be this way. Let's find out if it has any chance of working. Could it be? I mean, I guess I just made it even less likely to work. Yep, taking too long for sure.
Come in. All right, let me close the door on it. Come here. It's just my cat.
Oh, you
Or
coming
one.
to your cat?
Yeah, I just had to let him inside and he wanted to go in my room.
Oh, I didn't. It only took 2 restarts. And it worked? Could it be? God, what do you think the chances that it actually just genuinely worked?
That'd be a miracle.
I mean, it only took 2 restarts and it worked. It did it again. Oh my god!
All right,
Holy
third
shit!
time's a charm. Let's see if it works the third time.
Oh well, I mean it will. The only problem is that I still need to make a condition so it doesn't spawn the generic treasure room that doesn't have the condition. Because this is the good treasure room, you see. It's got like, I mean it's the non-generic one. And it has the golden rooms. And then here's the store with the golden rooms. But whenever it can't make this one, it just makes the generic one, which it shouldn't do because this one has a 100% chance of spawning. So it's not getting that chance right. Oh yeah, I know how to do that. It'll just take a little time.
Sweet. At least you accomplished something
Yeah,
today.
and it only, I don't know, how many letters did I write? Maybe 100. Well, I guess
100.
I guess I was stuck, and then it's easy to fix the thing that you're stuck. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of letters.
So 100 letters and 2 hours and 15 minutes to solve.
Yeah, no, I guess one day I can calculate. I get paid quite a lot per letter. Maybe.
Be the greatest moment when you finish this game and people are like, "Yo, can we see the source code?" And you send them, you release the all CS
Oh no.
file. Just you take a screenshot of the entire
Well, I mean, they could just
code
watch
and then
the
post it on
streams.
Imgur.
And they can piece it together by the streams.
Oh my god. Yeah, you should make a puzzle like that where like when the game releases, you show off one thing of the source code every stream so you can get more
man.
popular that way.
I mean, I would end up showing off a piece of the source code anyways because I'm working on it.
Right, but it's constantly evolving, so you want to make sure that it's like a later, it's like almost final code because they wouldn't be able to do much with the current code, right? It's not finished, so.
Well,
I guess
they
the most of the
probably
core
could.
stuff.
I mean, I guess it's a bit bugged. They could probably fix the bugs and then they can make the levels.
I love this. I love this massive. How many? Let me count. 1, 2. How many and ors do you have in this entire statement? I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, you can tell that the ants are 1 per line, so it's only 10.
Well, there's 1 per line, but then you also have the one at the top, which has multiple ands inside.
Oh,
And then you
yeah.
also have some more ands inside. That's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I guess there are more ants. Well, I didn't consider those. I mean, they're like they're like a subgroup of an if, I guess.
Somebody in the future, when you release this game, somebody in the future is like, "Hey, can somebody give me code to create a Binding of Isaac clone?" And you just be like, "I got you, fam," and you send all CS.
Yeah, that would be me. Yeah, just selflessly giving away my work. You know,
I mean,
you think that's far fetched, but you know they reverse engineered Isaac from code that looks about this shitty and also was obfuscated, and there's no easy way of getting the code out of the flash.
Really?
Yep.
Did they improve it afterwards, or did they just keep working in that state of the obfuscated, extracted code?
I have no idea. I don't know. I feel like they've probably not. I guess they didn't find a way to recompile it entirely, so all they managed to do is change, like, I don't know, I guess the Yeah, maybe they just changed like the data and then that's how they modded it. You know, the
There are
memory.
There are people making like modifications to the original like Silent Hill 2 by making a mod, and the entire game is compiled C plus or C. So what they're doing is they're going in there and they're coding new stuff in raw binary and patching out the game to be better. Like it's like, or not binary, machine code or something. I don't know what compiled down code it is. I think it's like machine code, or maybe it's a binary execute. Yeah, and so like you'll see the source code and it'll show like raw like source version. It'll show you a shader, and then they'll show you the version in the game that's been patched in, and it's like 300 lines of numbers and zeros. That's like, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's how they do it. Maybe they did it that way. Who knows? Maybe they just patched it in the code by machine code. I mean, it's probably worse because it's Flash, so it's got like a big overhead of pointless code, which is the Flash editor. I mean, the Flash
Did you know that
player.
There are people working to create a new version of Flash called like Kotlin, I think, or something like that.
Damn.
It's like it's a new web language for writing web Flash now, or like a new age Flash.
Oh boy, Reese could be all over that.
Yeah.
You haven't met the guys yet. How inconvenient. They never show up when you do. I guess.
No, they always seem pretty cool. I like hearing Reese. I like hearing I like both of the Alexes, even though the Godot one's he seems pretty cool, even if a little pretentious. I want to meet him too.
Well, he's
The other one's a
vegan.
memer. I love him though. The one that made the Unity game. The one that made the mouse in a UFO, I think, or something, and he spent all day making a square, I think, in Blender just to export it out. And I think.
Oh, you mean the spaceship? Well, it's not quite a square, but yeah.
Oh yeah. He's funny. I like him a lot too.
Kotlin is more like Java and runs on the GFM. No idea what he means. Why is everyone a programmer? How did this happen to me? I thought I could just program in front of a bunch of normies, but no, my audience also programmers now. Great.
Maybe it's like you code in a way that scares and horrifies so many programmers that they're just drawn to keep watching you work on like a monster to them.
Well, finally I found my niche. Yeah.
JVM, what is that?
No idea.
I know a guy who's working in Kotlin who's making his own
What is
version of
Kotlin
Flash.
even?
It's a language, I believe.
That's not what you were talking about, is it, Kotlin?
It was early, yeah, Kotlin.
Oh, the Flash thing.
Yeah, and I think somebody's writing a version of Flash for Kotlin. That's probably what I meant. And it's like a version of Flash built off of Pixie.
So is it just gonna be Flash, but it actually runs fast?
I think that's his goal. That's what he's doing.
Or is it still vector?
Yeah, entirely still vector. Yeah.
Damn.
It generates the vector.
It's not based on Flash, is it?
No, it's extracting. The whole point of it is that it can take his goal. The developer I know that's doing this, and the team he's working with. His goal is to be able to take Flash games, any Flash game that ever existed, and run it in this at way faster speeds with the exact same game, but just better performance.
Yeah, maybe we'll just be able to put Isaac in there. Well, I mean, he probably won't work on ActionScript 2, so it won't work with Isaac.
I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe he is. He's super ambitious, so he could. I can ask him. If.
Don't waste his time on ActionScript 2. Imagine how bad that would be.
If I ask him, if I send him the game and be like, hey, could you get this to work? He'd probably do it. He's this like crazy Russian programmer that does graphics programming and stuff, and he's pretty crazy.
Jeez.
Oh, okay. Bytecode interpret. Okay.
Nah, dude.
Right, that's cool.
If anyone sees my code, they're gonna. My Isaac code, they're gonna shit, and then they're gonna eat their shit, and then they're gonna die. someone contacted me. He wanted to port one of my games to mobile. It was the most basic game I made, and he told me I can handle shitty code. Don't worry about it. And I sent it to him, and he's like,
no.
I said, this is not code.
Oh my god. Oh, man. It's funny because when I was in school, back in high school, there were people playing Binding of Isaac in the library, and a lot of kids were going by, like seeing kids play, and they were going, "Why does this run worse than a 3D Minecraft?"
Yeah, why? Oh my god. Yeah.
Especially after somebody got like more than 6 items, the frame rate would be like 10 FPS on the school computers.
Well, on the bright side, at least, this game will be somewhat future-proof because it's not Flash, so it's gonna use actual video cards and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Flash only uses the processor after all, and it's got like the worst programming language, so it's always gonna be slow.
Yeah, that's what the Ivan guy's doing. He's converting all the processor stuff into graphics card code, like OpenGL stuff. But his job is to not only make it look like Flash, but actually look better than Flash. That's his goal. So
Holy
like any
shit.
little issues that Flash had with certain rendering, he's trying to make it look better.
And then in the end, he's just gonna get destroyed because Flash sues him for using that code.
Maybe it's entirely new, like source code he wrote that just is able to run Flash stuff. So I don't think they can sue him.
But it uses Flash files.
It can run Flash files.
But they can
But it
tell them
doesn't-
to cease and desist using Flash files.
Well, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything against. There's actually nothing against being able to run a certain type of file type as long as your code's entirely from scratch. This is why like emulators, like the PS2 and the PS3 emulator can exist. It's because
Oh.
they don't steal any code from the PS2 or 3. They just can run games off of it. And so, as long as you own the game, it's not illegal. Most people don't own them though; they torrent them. But
Yeah.
you can't get in trouble for that. It's them, the guys who torrented the game, that can get in trouble.
Well, yeah, I mean, who'd make an emulator? Jeez. What a
Oh
thankless
my
job. It'll never
Some of the
run.
code for when I saw the source code for the PS3 emulator, because the PS3 emulator is emulating that crazy complex 6-cell processor that the PS3 had. It's crazy the code that they have to do for that. I can't imagine the undertaking of making an emulator.
Damn. Okay,
Too much for me.
So now the simple matter of making sure it can't use. Well, if you think it's not gonna be simple, it's gonna be
No.
simple.
No, when you said he said this is in code, I can't
Oh,
get
he's-
over that.
Well, I mean, he didn't say that. I guess he just ignored me, and then I asked what happened, and he said it wouldn't work. But yeah,
Damn.
fucking roasted. Even for a guy who prides himself on on being able to handle shitty code, it wasn't worth it.
What if that was Ivan all along, years back, and now he's trying to redeem himself?
That was last year.
Oh wow, wow.
And it was only like 1,000 lines of code, so how the fuck? I mean, how complex can 1,000 lines be?
Damn.
Yep.
I don't know. Some stuff's like I've worked on projects where I've seen a script somebody's using that's 1,000 lines of code, and I go, "What the actual fuck is this?" And then I take it. I have to spend like 3 days studying it, and then I come back with 200 lines of code, and it's faster. And I'm like, "How the heck did this take 1,000 lines of code?" And it's that unreadable. But some people make like unreadable code that's super fast. Other people make unreadable code that's slow as shit. And
Well, damn. Yeah, I don't know which kind that one was. So long ago.
well, the one thing is, a lot of people were able to play Binding of Isaac at the end of the day, so it did something right.
Oh, I meant the other game, but yeah, I guess Isaac runs
Oh, yeah.
somewhat okay. Man, I spent a lot of time optimizing Isaac. And
I heard
guess-
that like
Yeah.
I think it was one of the interviews again that like you wanted to make more expansions, but you kept trying to like compile it and it kept getting errors and it wouldn't let you compile it.
That was Stack Overflows, but also it would just take like half an hour to compile the first time,
Jesus.
and that was unacceptable. But with an SSD, it runs much faster, which is why I was able to make the Eternal Edition.
Okay. Damn.
And that one's probably got an even worse performance.
It was cool to watch those videos you made of it. It was fun to watch.
Oh yeah, the reveals of the new enemies.
Yeah, and how
Damn.
bullshit the game seemed to be in some parts. I was like, Jesus, this looks hard.
Well, it also gives you shitloads of health. But
Right.
people didn't realize because they just played the game like a speed run, and then they didn't pick up all the health. They kept re-rolling the health items. It was like, I already made the key. I know the dice. I already made the dice not work sometimes. So why are you still re-rolling health items? You're gonna need that health.
Right.
Yeah, people didn't give it a fair shot, I guess. But I don't know. Maybe now there's an underground group of people who play the Eternal Edition and they're really good at it. Even though it takes like 2 hours to beat.
Did Northern Lion ever try it? I think he's the one that always would play Binding of Isaac, right?
Yeah, he didn't. Well,
Damn.
no, I guess I'm not sure. I mean, I know he didn't beat it. He may have tried it like once or twice. I guess his girlfriend or wife tried it, and then she got kind of far. But then there was a game-breaking bug that made her rage quit.
Damn.
Actually, why don't I look up some Isaac Eternal footage? What could go wrong? Let's see what happens. Oh, but let me just see if I can fix this shit real quick. Okay, room is not null. No, that's not it. Right. Wait, what? What are we doing? Where is it? Here. Okay. So here's a condition. I think.
Okay, let me drag this down and fix this.
Oh great, there's another if statement that's over 5 lines. Oh, but this also contains B1. Oh yeah, that's good. I'll just use that. Where is it? There.
If your if statements aren't over 5 lines, why are you even programming? You're not a real
right.
programmer.
Just gonna make bigger if statements. Gonna enlarge if statements.
Bigger if statements that are single line. That's important.
Well, I mean, I'd put them on different lines. Oh yeah,
Make-
there's Northern Lions woman, I guess, playing it 4 years ago. Shit, 4 years ago! Oh my god, nothing ever gets done. Right, let's see if there's any new ones. Today, let's see if we're feeling lucky. Holy shit, there is one. Episode 1. Oh man. I wonder if this guy's gonna cuss me out in Polish.
Dobrý den, já vás tady vítám.
Oh, he's still happy
Co
there.
by buď tahle místnost, nebo
Might be Russian.
takový random,
That's
no
not it.
všechny plný.
Those are not eternal enemies, where are they? I wanna see the bullshit.
Utrpení tohle hrám.
The Let's Play just say Wrath of Lamb, though.
Pičo, mě zase ubral.
Yeah, that's the one.
Say using the Eternal mod or anything, right?
It's not a mod, it's the official thing. But it was definitely the Eternal Edition, it's just that I'm incredibly incompetent, so what I did was make it so there's a button that says hard mode and it's on by default, but the only way you're gonna turn it on is by pressing on and off again.
What?
I know.
The people are like, yeah, I beat Binding of Isaac on the hard.
I
When
know.
really they played it on easy.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I know. surprise myself each time with how competent I am.
Sometimes I question how you've made it this far.
Yes, indeed. Alright, so I gotta go up, I gotta put this in. Wasn't I just there? Fuck. Shouldn't have scrolled down again. Ah, that's it. No, 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 yes. Okay. Okay, and then we just say... And... types 2 dot contains dot room type.
Is it bad for me to like
Go?
is it bad for me to like program something and be super proud of like something really cool I made, but then not be super open to sharing how I did it all the time?
Well, I used to be
like,
pretty secretive, but now I guess programmers have become pretty open source.
I feel like in this day and age, you're kind of supposed to show everybody how you've done something, or it's better to be open source about it. But sometimes it's like I came up with something that I don't think people have done yet, and I feel like I want to keep it to myself for a little longer. I don't know if that ever is at home to you.
Well, I don't know, I like not sharing, but then again I'd stream, so I guess if people cared they could probably find out.
Well, the good thing is that no one will understand what you wrote in the first place. So
I know, it's
like
all their own fault.
you write obfuscated code naturally.
I know, I'm an enigma.
The fact that you obfuscated it more for Binding of Isaac, and then people broke through that, there must just be some like...
I actually guess, I think I forgot to obfuscate it like after a few patches, so they probably found the code.
Hey, but your code's still obfuscated technically, so you made it go from impossible to barely, like just barely passable.
Well, the thing is, if it's possible, then people will figure it out. That's the problem. If you have a high score that's really hard to hack, they're gonna hack it. Well,
Yep.
It seems like I've succeeded, by the way, so that's great.
It's all working now?
Yeah, see, it has the cool looking room instead of the other one, the default one. Okay, now let's see. Ah, shit, my throat. If I decrease the likelihood of these rooms, what happens then? What are you doing? This isn't buttons. I need gold room. Where's gold room? There. Now they're close together again. Weird. Alright, there we go. Now, this is the original conditions where it failed. Let's see if it continues failing. 12 restarts. Yes, it failed. Okay. I mean... That's too... Well, I mean, it needs some kind of way that these rooms actually show up, otherwise it won't work, but damn, I would have expected it to work. Okay, there, it worked that time, with 0 restarts. Wow, what a coincidence. 12 restarts didn't work, 0 did work. Okay. And... didn't work, I guess. Well, that's good to know. So all I need to do is make it so that the likelihood of this room type appearing is increased somehow. Yeah. Ah, fuck. Well, whatever. I'll do that later. For now, it works partially. It worked better before I made those rooms unlikely. Because now there's a 15% chance of that group appearing. But that group needs to appear in order for the level to be able to be produced. I guess I could find ways of fixing that. But now it is... Oh wait, no, it's got the type up here, but only 2 pieces of it. Curious. Wow. I didn't think this would throw such a big wrench in the works. Well, I guess I need to fiddle with the likelihood of these rooms then, if it's gonna be like that. Alright, well, we did it to an extent.
That's something.
I mean, yeah, I can just make sure there's like one common room and then it starts that room timer. Or I could just make it so that there's a minimum amount of how often that group should appear. Yeah, that's probably fine if I do it that way. And I already planned on doing that, so it'll be good. Alright,
You're at, you made it to 2 hours and 40 minutes.
damn.
20 more minutes, you could have made 3 hours, but that's pretty good.
Well, my throat is in pain, so... Thanks for watching, everyone. Sorry if I don't know any programming and you're very frustrated, Damon. Damon?
What? No, I'm not. You're a great programmer.
Oh, okay. Damn it. So you actually like being on these streams?
Hi. It's fun. It's nice talking to you. I've always liked hearing you.
Oh yeah, so you have.
Over most of the guests, although a few guests like Alex and Rice are cool. But some people you have on, some people, like, I guess you had a few of the trolls on before, and they just like meme the entire time, or
Oh really?
like, I don't know, not meme, but some of the people weren't fun to listen to, I guess.
I wonder
not sure.
which ones.
I'm not sure. I know
I mean,
what's
you've
his name?
met.
Assman's okay. I think.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
good.
okay.
I mean, you've met Motor.
he's-
I think he's probably my least favorite at the moment.
He's okay when he's not. I don't
Yeah.
know. Sometimes he whines and stuff, and he gets annoying, but for the most part, he's okay.
All right.
don't mind him too much. I don't know who you used to always have.
I mean, I
on,
know
I think-
that like the first guy, like in the first video of Squid Invaders, I had this weird reactionary Mexican guy, and and he's really disappointed I've become a liberal. So I guess it'll be fun to confront him again once more.
You gotta bring him on the stream and have an all-out political war.
Yep, it'll be a slaughter. Well, who else is there? I mean, Colin's kind of annoying. But I guess you
It's
like
weird,
him.
it's like- Well, Colin's okay sometimes, but when you said that he writes you these long messages and stuff, I can see that, because sometimes he drags on and on and on about something, and it's like, we got the point the first time you said it, and I think I do that too. But
Yeah, you do.
the problem is, like,
You get into arguments with me as well when we just don't see eye to eye.
I don't even know if it's eye to eye. I think it's like we're confused.
Well, I
Because
guess.
when we figure out what we actually meant to say, a lot of the time we're like, oh yeah, we kind of agree.
I guess.
The argument today about the programming thing was just not understanding what you were meaning.
Oh really? You get it now?
I get it now, yeah, but at first it was like,
Well, I
what do you-
told you like a million times specifically what. Damn it.
Well, every time you had to change it slightly, and the more you did that, finally I pieced together, oh, he means this. Okay.
Yeah, I just don't understand how there's not a function to just, you know, reset a data type. I just don't get it. Wouldn't that be like the first thing you program in when you have data types?
I don't know, maybe usually people create that themselves.
Yeah,
like,
but why?
manually.
Why would they have to?
I think it just comes down to you put only the essentials of what you want into a data type and leave everything up to other people, and having a type that resets all the data in something is something they didn't consider essential, and people could do it themselves. I assume that's what they...
What do you mean they
we're
could
doing.
do it themselves? They can only do it themselves by copying the code each time.
Yeah, well, inheriting does it automatically. Well, partially. Like, if you add new data types...
Yeah, but that's
it
just
does it.
straight up a new data type. I already told you the problem is fixed by just making a new data type.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, you can't re-inherent, can you?
What do you mean?
You can't. Well, I mean, that would be resetting the data type, re-inherent. You know, like reset it. Never mind. I'm sure it won't work. I wonder, was I really that hard to understand on that, or are you just really obtuse?
Well, no, like at first I thought you were talking about like you'd say certain things and I would focus on that thing, and then
Yes,
it would
you
be
would.
like, okay, well you can do this, and then I forget that or not track that you're trying to say something else. I don't know.
Yeah, you definitely do that. Oh man.
You gotta know, I'm an abled being myself. I have ADHD, so I lose focus super quickly.
Oh, you were
it's
gonna
hard for me
say
to-
able in the ironic way.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm differently able. Oh god, I hate that so much. I can't believe that they're trying to use abled as the opposite of abled. Right, sorry. Politically incorrect rant over.
What you mean? Like they're trying to use what in replacement of abled? What?
No, when they say differently abled, when they mean disabled.
Oh, you mean they're trying to replace disabled? Okay, that's what you meant. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was confused for a sec. No, I use abled ironically ever since I was
Oh.
called abled for reading. I don't really like that word.
Reading or abled?
Or ableist and then abled people. Ever since I was told that reading is offensive to abled people and I'm being ableist.
Wait, to able people? So they are being called able people now?
Differently abled, my bad.
Right, because that would be hilarious if they were just called abled. Jesus.
Wait, Blue Jay just wrote, lay them sexy squids on me, Florian. Also rip Kino.
Oh yeah, let me lay some sexy squids here. You probably haven't seen this one in a while. Wow, that's some zoom out. Ah, great. I love how it's never in a good place. Oh wait, can I move the camera and then put it there? No, there we go. Ah, Jesus, camera. And there we go, got the squid. Got some sexy squids there. Or one, anyways. Oh man, I still need to put that guy in the game. As, I mean, he's in the... Well, maybe not. Maybe he'll be a city attack boss, and not a roguelike boss. Maybe there'll be different ones. Right, so you're saying that you got ADHD and that's why you don't understand sometimes?
No, well, yeah, I can lose focus super quickly. So if you say one thing and then it's another thing, I'll get distracted by usually the last thing said.
Oh, that's
And so
pretty
sometimes
crazy.
if you like, and I do the same thing when I write. Like I'll focus on one thing and then I'll jump to another thing. So yeah.
I was still streaming, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed you're still streaming. I'm seeing you
Right.
squiggle a squid around.
Yeah. Let's see, cutscene, game squid. I was gonna use this one for the... Oh great, didn't work. Game squid. What is wrong? Oh, there it is, weird. I was gonna use this for the podcast with Mumke. I was gonna be the squid instead of using my camera because I hate cameras. But now we might never do a podcast, who knows?
Yeah, that's great.
I know, right? Well, I probably have to give it some smoother motion or something, but yeah. Does it have wiggly eyes? No.
Did you like? Is this all done from you programming your own like inverse kinematics?
Yep.
I think whatever you call it.
That's
That's some
right.
crazy ass programming. I could not imagine how you do that.
Well, it's all
And you did this all
Quaternions.
yourself too, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have physics per se because it doesn't collide. I mean, I guess it still has physics. It just doesn't have the conditions for collision, which makes it a lot smoother. Because collisions would just make it spaz out.
So this type of physics, the same you did for like Tracknet and stuff, you did this. This was all just from scratch. You did yourself, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's some crazy stuff. Were you good in math or something, and then figured that out, or?
I was. And,
Yeah, assume.
well, the last big test I took in school, I didn't even study maths. I failed, but I got pretty close. Even I straight up didn't study. I studied like 3 days in advance for all the other stuff. Stayed up real late and studied, but not maths, because I thought I had it. Oh yeah, check this one. This one's real smooth. Kind of. I guess Reese and Colin don't like the outline so much. Even though it adds a lot to this here, I guess. It's funny though how the helmet doesn't have an outline. Wonder if that's weird.
The outline makes it look like it has some weird energy, so I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And then it not being on the metal is kind of makes sense. Although I think the problem is that it kind of looks more cartoony, so it makes me think that the metal should have something on it, like a cell shading or something. I don't know. Just that could be what's off about it.
It almost looks a little cell shaded.
Have you thought about putting cell shaded shaders on the game to make it like only 4 shades to the highlights and stuff?
4 shades? Oh no, I don't want that. Oh
Okay.
wait, oh you mean per each one, right?
Yeah, for the.
I thought the
for
whole
lights.
game would have like 4 colors.
No. What I mean is like the light that's shining on it is super smooth, has a smooth fallout, but you can use like a shader to make it only like 4 shades, so it's more retro, I guess, or not retro, but cell shaded.
I don't like that so much.
Okay. So you don't like I meant like Breath of the Wild, so I assume you don't like that style.
Well, I don't have a console, so I don't know. But the last one I kind of liked was that Prince of Persia remake, the one where he was not able to die.
Oh, okay. Was that good?
Pretty cool. Oh yeah, it was great. Too bad the ending was a DLC that you can only get on consoles.
What the heck? That sucks.
It sure
I'm
does.
a massive fan of Prince of Persia, and it's kind of sad to see that Prince of Persia died in favor of Assassin's Creed, which I think is shit. But
Yeah,
oh well.
Assassin's Creed is terrible.
Did you know that's why Prince of Persia died?
I did.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably also had something to do with the fact that the new games weren't that good, except for that one that I mentioned.
Can you believe that Prince of Persia's death was because of Assassin's Creed 1, one of the worst fucking games I've ever played? Like,
I mean, I loved it back in the day, but then I guess I replayed it like 2 years ago, and holy shit, it's so boring. It's 2 hours of cutscene at the start where you can't do shit.
it's such a dated, gray piece of crap that's like boring, and everything you do, like killing somebody, takes ages every time. And my favorite was always Brotherhood, but even then that was kind of boring.
Well, I mean, you're not supposed to kill people in that game, you know? You're only supposed to kill the main guy and then run away. So it makes sense they would be that way.
No, what I'm saying is even when you kill somebody, it takes forever because you kill them, and there's like a massive cutscene, and then a whole bunch of stuff about
the assassination. No,
Templars
that's
and
fine.
stuff.
That makes sense. But, I mean, I thought you meant, like, the regular kills.
The combat itself was alright. I don't think it was as good as Prince of Persia, though.
Well, yeah, I mean...
My favorite...
That wouldn't fit, would it? Assassin, and then you just do backflips everywhere. And then you slice them open halfway.
Hey, that'd be fun, though.
Yeah, that'd be real fun. Look at our serious assassin game, and then he just slices them in half.
But what, like some of the best parts...
Through the armor.
Some of the best parts about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was when you go into like the giant temples and you have to climb up them to find secrets, and it reminded me of Prince of Persia, and I was like, why don't they make a new Prince of Persia with the climbing mechanics of Assassin's Creed or something, but better, like more puzzle oriented? But
yeah, they did. But then it didn't sell so well.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because it was better than like the Ass Creed games that they're gonna make, except for Rogue. I guess Rogue was good.
Rogue had the pirate ships. Black Flag was good too. I heard.
I mean, but I guess it was. I liked it back in the day, but playing it again, it has a lot of grinding until you get the cool mechanics, like the diving bell and stuff.
Is Rogue better at that then?
I don't actually remember, but remember liking the story better in Rogue,
Okay.
because you play as a Templar.
I loved the first Prince of Persia a lot. I like the second one a lot. I heard the third and fourth, I think there was a fourth, were good. I heard. I think they were supposed to be good. The second one was really cool though, but the second one started.
Was the best.
The second one had that whole fight on the ship that was like really hard when I was younger, and I could never beat it.
I remember that fight. It wasn't
was
that
I bad
hard.
at games or was it hard? I think I was just bad.
I mean, it was a little hard, but it wasn't. It didn't take that long to beat.
That woman was such a. I fucking hated her.
And then she comes again later.
And then which one established? Was it 2 that established like the never-ending shadow of doom coming after you? Because I don't think the first did that.
Well, I think he beat it at the end of 2.
Okay, 3. I don't know. What was the
I mean,
third
in the good ending, anyways. In the bad ending, I think everything's horrible.
Oh yeah, they put multiple endings in, didn't they?
Well, 2. You had to find all the water swords. That was good. Alright, well, I'm definitely gonna end it now because I gotta stop talking. Tomorrow next same time.
Yeah, I'm down.
Cool. Well, goodbye everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.